Yo.
Yeah, what up? What up?
Yeah. We just had two people in there too. They left because we wasn't on, but we keep it going because what we're gonna do is tape, and and promote the episode after it goes too. So we help build like that. But all right, boom. So what I'm gonna do before I bring cousin too, we want to do of course you know you got when we bring him. I'm gonna touch on DMX a little bit too, man.
Yeah, of course.
DMX, man. So that was a real crazy thing, man. X has so much love, bro. So much love, man. I was watching the people by the hospital and all of that, and it was crazy, man.
Yeah, man. He was in Arizona when he died.
Nah, I believe he was in New York though. Yeah, I believe he was in New York, bro.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and that was crazy, bro. But so see, basically what I was talking about, what I was thinking too with the what I was thinking too was the hold on. New Religion Network. I'm gonna go live on here too. How can we I don't even know if I know how to do this. And I got two. I gotta send my bros the link too as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy with the. All right, here we go. I'm gonna shit this live right here.
All right. Can you text me the link so I can shoot it out?
Yeah. Well, you have the link, bro. I sent you the link. The link that I sent you, you can forward that to anybody.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, the link that I sent you, you can forward that to anybody.
All right. I might get kicked
Okay.
in a second. Let me.
You
All right.
tap into this intellectual dialogue, man. We're gonna give out some real wisdom. Everybody gonna leave smarter.
Lord
You
willing.
know what I'm saying? Well, really, I say I think it's a difference between I know it's a difference between being smart and being wise. So I
Of
don't even
course.
like using the term smart.
Me
You
either.
know, doctors and lawyers is smart. Some of them, most of them, but you know, wisdom is a different level of knowing and a different level of understanding. Somebody could be really smart and have no fucking wisdom at all.
Indeed.
Know what I mean? And somebody could be wise and not
Be
that
book.
smart because they don't have that knowledge of the specific thing that you know what I'm saying. They
Yeah.
may
How about Mike sound?
your mic sound right. Check one.
All right. Good.
Mic sound right. Check. So yeah, rest in peace, DMX, man. Crazy,
Yeah.
crazy. I got my son right here too. He in the back. He on the couch because he got to listen to this intellectual dialogue. He out there causing ruckus with his big sister and all that. So he's doing a lot. Let me All right, you want to bring the other two you want to bring two more bros in before before we bring Mike in too? I could
No, I just want to send out some of the links. That's all.
yeah, send out some link.
All right.
So yeah, whoever dipping in and out, we just sending out some links getting it started. Like we're gonna be starting between 12 and 4. Like all the times it ain't gonna be at 12. We may start at 2. It's gonna be like an hour. It's gonna be somewhere between that time of 12 and 4. And we will keep your idea. Like if you come on the page at 12, it'll be something saying like, oh, we'll be coming here at 1 or we'll be here. Sean, You ready? Sean, what's up, my guy? Lugging on the tap in, man. We trying to, you know what I'm saying? Spread some wisdom out here, man. Grow. It's a lot of ignorance on this internet, man. And I love I love hip hop. I love the internet. I love where it's going. I love everything. I love the culture. I love my people, of course. But the ignorance that's just sitting around us, bro, is crazy. You know what I'm saying? The ignorance that's around us, man, and how we accept it and how we live with it, and it's part of the culture is crazy. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do my part by you know what I'm saying, spreading some wisdom because when I was a young artist, like trying to come up, that was the main influence. Like I thought that, you know, I looked up to rappers and I looked up to the game, you know what I'm saying? Something I wanted to be a part of. And I looked at these dudes and I listened to what they were saying and I thought it was real. So I thought just as much as me practicing my craft and being a good artist, I had to be a certain type of individual as well. You know what I'm saying? And being that individual really like prolonged me, prolonged my success, and just put me in situations where, you know what I'm saying, I jeopardized my life, man, and I definitely we got Principal back, and I definitely didn't accomplish what I was trying to accomplish, but you know what I'm saying. As I learned through life and as I grasped wisdom, something that my brother right here could attest to, like he definitely was, I guess that I don't know what you can call that point where he was the person that put that battery in my back because I was confused and I know I wanted to get better. And, you know what I mean? He called me with some knowledge and I was not receptive to it at first, you know what I'm saying? But as I grew and I you know, it brought me to a place where mentally and spiritually where I found wisdom and success was so much more easy to attain, man. And right now, being in the space that I am and being able to have what I have and do what I do is like I really know that I'm really in this position due to wisdom. You know what I'm saying? I can attest to that because I've lived life without wisdom and ignorance, and I've lived life with it, and I'm still conscious of how I felt in both ways. You know what I'm saying? In both instances, and the person I am now dealing with wisdom, man. So I wanna spread that. I wanna let people know that. You know what I'm saying? I wanna help people achieve that. I don't wanna lie to people like I was lied to by, you know what I mean? Even people successful. Even when you ask artists how you get here, they, you know, shot it out, I shot it up and ran it up. You know what I mean? Like dude's gonna cap you down. So you know, right here we're gonna have some intellectual dialogue. We're gonna touch on things like, you know, we got kids, we parenting, um, racism that people think, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just a lot of different things that we're gonna be touching on that, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna it's gonna go into that intellectual dialogue, you know what I'm saying? So just bring a few more people in and I got we're gonna be interviewing. I got my cousin Michael Kelly, man. He did 26 years in jail. He just came home. He been home for 1 full year. So I want to get him to reflect on that year and get him to reflect on what, you know, what led him into that situation, how it was, and what he's doing now. You know what I'm saying? Which is dope. Like so yeah, we're gonna be.
Let me interject real quick, bro.
Yeah, go ahead, please do, because I'm about to send out. So you got
As
it
the
for a
scripture
second.
says, Proverbs 4:7 says, "Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all I get understanding." So, a lot of brothers neglect the wisdom. A lot of brothers understand we can obtain knowledge, which is written information on any particular subject. We can obtain knowledge. We can even attain understanding to be able to articulate it and break it down to someone else. But the wisdom thereof, like a lot of people leave that out. A lot of people don't even deal with wisdom. You
Mhm.
know, they just try to focus on knowledge and understanding, but you're nowhere near complete without wisdom in your life. You know, so and like the scriptures say, it's the principal thing. It's the most important thing to get for us to navigate this life. So that's all I wanted to add to that, brother.
Mm-hmm. Nah, that's a fact, bro. And we learn is and that's another thing that helped me obtain wisdom and really helped me grow, man, is that putting into its proper perspective. Because a lot of information we have heard, we have come across, and is sometimes it be in different entities, right? So, but uh if you have knowledge, say like knowledge of, let's say biblical knowledge, because sometimes I think the Bible just has a bad rap with some people as far as what people have done with the Bible. And that's just due to their lack of understanding the Bible. You know what I'm saying? We're looking at it as a history book, right? So just saying that as a history book, you know what I'm saying? We got to know that when we talk about wisdom, like we've learned that it's steps to achieve that. So you breaking that wisdom down and once you show the gradual process of how you can accumulate that wisdom and be in that realm ultimately, like, you know what I'm saying, it's easier to obtain. And that's something you could touch on too, bro, right?
Say that last part again. I was sending the link out.
I basically was talking about the pillars of wisdom and how and
Okay, yeah. When we did, if just you want to speak on specifically the pillars of wisdom.
well, or just the fact that there are pillars to wisdom, that there are steps to achieve wisdom. Like, you know what I'm
No,
saying?
I got you. And like,
Attainable through steps, you know what I'm saying? Like,
mm-hmm.
because
Like
that's
you
kind of a thing, like to say how you do, like, you go to school, you study things and get smart. But like, if wisdom and smarts is different, like, how do you accumulate wisdom? Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't just wake up, you know what I'm saying? But so we learn as pillars and is gradual steps to, you know what I mean, doing simple
Well,
things.
let's look at the reverse for a second. I mean, how do you obtain wickedness? You practice it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
No man wakes up
That part.
one night and just go murder somebody. No man do that.
Mhm.
Like, it takes practice. It takes practice and wickedness to do that. Whether you start by stealing from your moms and gradually taking it up a notch, and then you start going outside. You're stealing from the people in your neighborhood and from the corner store, and then it just gradually grows to more wickedness until eventually you wake up one day and you kill somebody. Like, nobody just wakes up and kills somebody. So if we can agree and understand that wickedness is something that we have to practice to get better at, for lack of a better term, then it's the same thing with righteousness. We have to practice those pillars of wisdom and to obtain it and to obtain wisdom. Being that wisdom is the principal thing, and you can't get wisdom without having knowledge, without dealing with understanding, without
Exactly.
dealing
Without
with
taking those steps to.
right, yeah, exactly, discretion. These pillars that's listed. I wanted to touch on the Bible thing too, because it's like you said, the Bible does have a bad rep, and it's ultimately based on white supremacy. It all comes back down to that. It's all based on white supremacy. It's based on them taking our book and misusing it and pushing it back on our people as if we're the Gentiles in the book. So it starts there. So if we read this book and we think that we're Gentiles, and this book is not written to Gentiles, it's only written to the children of Israel. It's not written to everybody.
Mhm.
That's white supremacist lies. So how can I
And I
teach?
would say, see, that's the thing too, when we say, because I think that when we talking about white supremacy, I think right, and when you talking about racism, I think that people got to understand two parts to that, right? Like, okay, now I think racism exists. Of course, I know racism exists, but I would say racism is not a problem that we should look at in a worldly thing, right? I mean this, right? I don't believe that, like, I understand racism, but I don't believe in it from the sense like, okay, we know good is about good and evil. It's not about black or white at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have black people that are evil, bro. That will do you filthy, dirty, and, you know what I'm saying, and bring the devil in your life. You know what I'm saying? But and then you got white people that's the total opposite. You know what I'm saying? So We understand that it's a good and it's evil. But with that said, I still do understand that they are that we live in. That's why that's why the wisdom is so important to have, because in my opinion, like, you can live your life off of wisdom and experience a better life rather than, like, I boom, like, say, if I ask you what do you consider yourself, or anybody, you will say you consider yourself a black man or an American or whatever like that. So now you live and die your whole life being this black man or this American, which that's a title that people have gave you in civilization. You know what I'm saying? Now, so that means once you live your life as an American, the things that's, we can all enjoy the traditions of America, even the history beforehand, and the things that we have, how we have grown as a people. You know what I'm saying? But what you don't want to do is cheat yourself out of what God has given you, and that's you being a being on this earth, and not just looking at yourself like, oh, I'm an American, but like, nah, I'm a human being. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm an extension of God. So my life is a gift and a blessing, and I'm gonna live it on certain terms, and not just do whatever it is that you want to do. You want to respect the laws and be, you know what I'm saying, respect righteousness and live in tune with the most high, of course. But you don't want to put yourself in that box where you are looking at yourself as something that, you know what I'm saying, that's not, in my opinion, what you was, you know what I'm saying, is this is just a situation. Like, America is just a situation. I'm not gonna consider myself American. I'm gonna consider myself a being, and I'm gonna try to enjoy everything out of, you know what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. I definitely understand what you're saying. But now we got to remember, just looking, we're just looking at it dealing with the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? We have to remember that there's a group of people who don't know where they come from, who is orphans to this world, who don't know, and to be an orphan, you don't know
And
where
that's
you're
the part
coming
where you gotta
from.
respect. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, so now when we're looking at white supremacy as a whole, remember it's a system, and like you said, it's not based on black and white. White supremacy is an ideology, it is a religion. It's what bonds people, is what constrains people in the true form of religion. That's what it means, to bind or constrain. So people are bound and constrained by the ideology, by the system, by the religion of white supremacy. And for us to rise above our own mentality, we have to be able to look at it with readily perceivable eyes, to look at white supremacy and then go into history and be able to quantify how white supremacy has affected the global, the whole globe, you know.
Connect your devices, Mike. No, no,
Say
no,
again?
that's a fact, and that's why I said, and that's why too I didn't get to. But that's why I think we do. Like, I don't believe in race. I don't believe in. I believe in is good and evil. But I do understand that since we live in America, and then some people are not. You know what I'm saying? Some people are living their life as, you know what I'm saying, caught up in whatever the civilization that they are in, and they feel like rather superior or inferior to people because of the color of skin. So, like, I know it's white people in America that feel like, even though I know is good or evil, I know it's white people that feel like they the shit because they white. You know what I'm saying? Or they better than us because they caught up in whatever America told them. Like, oh, you better because you white. They don't know the truth about people and everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and even black people that, feel that. So I understand we still dealing with racism in America, but I feel like the way for us to understand and combat that through wisdom is to not just live our lives as Americans and be caught up in whatever the situation you're in now. Like, study history and live in tune with the Most High and be in tune with that aspect of life. Have life, enjoy life. Say, you know what I'm saying? Say, I'm alive, not I'm. You know
No,
what I'm
I got you. I got you. No, I got you.
saying?
Now, the
We got
great
Michael
elder.
Kelly backstage.
Say again.
Nah, I said we got Michael Kelly backstage. We're gonna get ready to
Okay. All right. Let me say this real quick. Let me end with it. The great elder, the great elder Nelly Fuller, right? Nelly Fuller Jr. He's the individual who
Sean.
quantified white racism slash white supremacy, what it is and how it works. So when we looking at our own lives, if we don't understand racism slash white supremacy, what it is and how it works, then everything we know will only confuse us, as the brother Nelly Fuller tells us. So when we look at white supremacy, we got to remember there's 9 areas of people activity. And it always starts with economics, education, entertainment, labor, law. politics, religion, sex, and war. I might have said war, but ultimately those are the bases of the 9 areas of people activity. So when we talk about education, when we talk about what we know of ourselves, we're educated from the perspective of the white supremacists. So everything we think about ourselves is ultimately wrong because we looking at ourselves through the eyes of white supremacy because we learn what it is, who we are through them. When we even look at our economic situation, our economic, we don't have an economic power base. It's our economic power base is governed through the American government, which ultimately is ran by white supremacist elites. So, everything, no matter how you look at it, media, propaganda, the propaganda wing of white supremacy media, they pushing a false narrative that black people is hurting out here, collectively hurting Chinese people. When in fact, since Chinese people has been in this country, black people has always supported
Stay
Asian.
on deck, bro. I'm gonna bring you in a second, bro. You heard?
Yeah, not just Chinese, but all Asian people. Matter of fact, all people, everybody who comes to this country, black people support them. Arabs, and us being from New York, every corner is an Arab store. We support their businesses. We treat them good. We don't disrespect them. We don't even rob dudes. You know what I'm saying? The Chinese man, y'all call him Apple. His real name is Dunga Wong. You know what I'm saying? On 109. Dudes never robbed him. Dudes never hurt his children, nothing like that. Chino and me, like we put them in kindergarten. I remember these things. So, when they push this propaganda of black people is hurting Chinese people or Asian people, this is part of the white supremacist program where we can't ignore anything. We don't ignore cancer, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, no, that's a fact.
Deal with it.
I agree with that. Like I said, I know that evil doesn't come in that, but I understand that people, is people that definitely feel like that. You know what I'm saying? And as far as that, it's crazy. I seen the jeweler Ben Baller. He's an Asian dude. And this is the last thing we're gonna touch on this. Then we're gonna jump into Michael Kelly but the Asian dude, he was talking about how the Asian community don't, the disconnect between the Asian and the black community, how they, and America just gives us a really bad rap. So it's one of these situations to me. It's like if you come into a new country, right? Now America is the most powerful country, right? Is the richest, most powerful country now. So the influence that it has on the regular world and the rest of the world is immense, right? So now if we being dragged through the mud essentially in America, then when people come here, they come in here to achieve that American dream. So that's like if I come to your house and I know you got some people that you may not regard, and what I mean, I'm trying to look for success. I'm gonna come that way, and listen, I'm not trying to mingle with those people because they're in a bad space and it's hard for them to accomplish anything. And you know what I mean? So when I'm over here, I'm trying to link with the winners. You know what I'm saying? And we looking like the losers out here. That's one point. So, and he was just saying like how, so with that attitude, though, those people are looking at us like we animals, man. They're looking at us like we them boys in the hood, man, drinking 40s with our pants hanging off our butt, man. So they think we pure animals, man, because that's the message.
And it goes back to the entertainment part of white supremacy. It goes back to the media. The propaganda. Think about when we was kids. What was the propaganda they pushed on us about Africa? Africa is a bunch of shanty towns. Everybody's starving.
Right? Trees, animals.
So when we grew up as children, you know what I'm saying, as us being in kindergarten, first grade, second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on, we always thought that Africa was a rundown, disgusting place. We never knew that. We never even thought that Africa is 3 times the size of America to start with. First of all, it's 3 times the size of America, so we don't even have an understanding of the geography of Africa, number one. And then number two, we was never taught that Africa has all the resources, even dealing with chocolate, cocoa, with cocoa. The 75% of the world's cocoa comes from Africa. They can never be poor. It's the white supremacists who during the Berlin conflict who divided Africa amongst these European nations and They pillage, rape, rob, pillage, and spoil the people as well as the land. And now the Chinese is over there doing it and getting their part in it. So when we talk about white supremacy, it is not just a one aspect thing, and we have to stop speaking in generalities. We have to start speaking specifics concerning white
But
supremacy
and
and
that's the
how it
problem.
affects our lives.
Right,
But
and that's the problem, but that's not the solution. The
no, no,
solution
no,
would be,
no, no. You can't get to the. There is no solution
I would say,
until you can look at
wisdom is the solution.
hold on, hold on. I agree. No, no, no. What I'm saying is we
Rosewood.
can't even talk about the solution until we have a real discussion about the problem. And
True.
most people don't know what the problem is. How do you diagnose? When you go into the hospital, you go in the and you sick, you go in the hospital to get diagnosed. And then once you get your diagnosis, you deal with the problem. So how can we talk about prison reform, which is no such thing? How can we talk about prison reform, police reform? Again, there's no such thing. How can you reform these things when the basis of all of these things is the subjugation and oppression of the American black man, woman, and child? There is no reforming these things. You have to destroy it first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? We got to destroy. We got to have an open, honest dialogue about these things. And how can you dialogue with the oppressor who benefits from you being oppressed? There is no dialogue. Therefore, there could never be a reciprocity, and therefore we still talking about what we're talking about now. The same things we're talking about now, the same stuff Malcolm X, Martin Luther King was talking about way back when. Same thing Nat Turner was talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? Nothing changed, bro. But with that being said, I want to say shalom to the brother, man, that just came in the room.
Yeah, peace, shalom, brothers. Definitely. Right now we got Michael Kelly, y'all. What we want to do is Michael Kelly. He's a fan. He's my cousin. You know what I'm saying? So he got sentenced to. Well, he'll tell y'all his story. He did 26 years. He got sentenced to 26 years. He did like 23, 24. He's been home for 1 year. So I wanna reflect on that. I want to hear his 1 year reflection. What's that 1 year been like, and what's the hardest things, what's the easiest thing for him to act with? But I guess we'll start off with him just telling his quick story, Mike. So you could just let them know where you from. Well, actually, yeah, let them know where you from, bro.
I'm originally from New York, but I moved to Richmond when I was like 3 years old. So I grew up in Richmond, but I'm originally from Queens, New York. So in 1996, I caught a case, uh, a murder case, accessory to a murder case. Me and 3 more people. Each one of us got different sentences. They sentenced me to 35 years with 9 suspended. It was my first offense. I had never been locked up. I never had no charges. All I did was play sports. I was just somewhere at the wrong time. They sentenced me to 35 years, suspended 9, which left me with 26. So after 26 years, I had to do 23 years. And I just came home March the 26th of 2020. So I've been home actually 1 year. And coming home in that year, it was tough starting out because I was gone for so long. And when I left, technology won't nowhere near like it was now. And, but I was up on, I wasn't lost.
Right.
I wasn't all the way lost because I kept up with things while I was locked up too. But a lot of things, when I first came home, I remember the first thing I came home, I stopped at a place called Sheets, me and my wife. And when I went to Sheets to get some food, it had a screen where you order the food at. So
Right.
when I go to the screen, Joe, I go to the counter and try to order. I get on the screen and people looking at me like I'm crazy because I ain't know you had to order your shit on the computer and they fix it up right there for you. I'm lost, man. So the lady looked at me and said, "No, sir, you gotta, order right there." I said, "Huh?" My wife was in the bathroom, so I don't know what to do. I'm just looking at the junk now. They looking at me, people behind me. So I said, "Damn, man, I'm late as I don't know what." So she come out and said, "Nah, babe, this is how you got to do it." I said, "Oh yeah." So I got caught up with that. I said, "Damn, that's sweet because it won't like that." You know what I'm saying? Drive through it, you go in or call in or something. So then, I came home during the pandemic had just started. I had left. It was like it ain't even hit heavy. It was just starting though. So when I came home, man, everything is shut down. everything. Ain't nothing open. Walmart ain't nothing open.
Right.
So I get there and I said, damn, man, this Joe Mike. And, I took that pandemic to my advantage and it helped me because everything was slow anyway. So it helped me to blend in a little faster, take my time and, find things out rather than just jumping in the world and it's 20 steps ahead of me because I've been gone for damn near 3 decades, you might as well say.
Right.
But with the help of my family and my wife, I came over. I came home. It took me like 6 months. I got a job because at first wasn't nothing hiring. So I'm like, and I know as men coming home, as black men coming home, man, one thing we lack, man, as black men come home is patience. So when we come home, if things don't go our way, the first thing we want to do, man, fuck it, man, I'm going back. I'm going to grind. I'm going to hustle, do what I do. No, I said, no, that ain't even an option for me, bro. I just did 23 straight. I ain't talking about in and out 23 years. I'm talking about from 97, from April the 14th, 1997, I came home March 26th, 2020. So I did 23 years straight. So hustling and none of that ain't even an option for me. And it's still like, I don't let nothing bother me. I don't let nothing worry me because I know where I just came from, bro. I came from nothing. So being out here, as long as I got my freedom as a man, I'm always going to make something happen, no matter what I got to do. And I'm going to do it the right way. So it took me 6 months to get a job. I got a little moving gig. I did that for like 4-5 months. And it was cool. It was just getting me. I just wanted to get something to get back in the work field because I ain't never really had no job. Even when I was out, I was going to school and stuff. I ain't never worked nowhere for real, where you had to clock in and clock out. So I got that junk. Then January came, I got a legit job. January 4th, I started working at a legit job for a company called 3M, and I've been there ever since. So with that said, that's a big adjustment for me because, like I said, I never worked in. I ain't know nothing about no bank account. You got to have cards to do this. I'm used to money in my pocket. So now I'm looking, shit, you got to have a card with everything. I don't know nothing about none of this. My wife had to show me all these things.
Right.
You don't need no money in your pocket, but as long as you got this, you good. Blah, blah. I said, baby, I don't know how to do that stuff on the machine, and that takes too much time. She said, no, but this how everybody doing it. This the right way to do it. So just small things, man, I had to adjust to, and every day is adjustment for me now. Every day is something new that I learned is adjustment for me. I still don't have it all. Even with the cell phone, I still got problems with this junk. This junk might
Right.
hang up now and I don't know what to do. That's why she had to set it up for me.
Yeah.
Cause so it's
Yeah.
adjustment, man, for me, man. Even with the phone, even the computer, all that stuff still adjustment. Like I said, I had to get her to set up because I don't know how to do it on my phone. And I ain't use the laptop. I was like, man, I'm gonna just do it on the phone. She said, baby, this how you do it. She gone. I'm gonna show you how to do it. So I did it myself. I'd rather do things myself than somebody to show me. You know what I'm saying? Just show me one time or whatever, then I'm gonna get it. So with that said, with all the time I did, man, it didn't take me 23 years to understand that what I did was wrong by being there. It don't take me that long to get rehabilitated. It don't take no man no 20-something years. It's on you. They can put you in the program they want to put you in. Until you get in your heart, I'm not gonna do that no more. That's just what it is. That's why dudes come back 3-4 times, 5 times they've been locked up. You have to get it into you. I don't care nothing about no program, no drug program. Until you realize, Mike, you're not gonna do that no more. That's it.
That's a fact. That's what anything, man. Starts.
Yeah.
That's a fact, bro. So wow, that's
Let me ask him a question real quick.
yeah. Go
What's
ahead.
up, bro?
Hey, Shalom, my brother. How you doing?
And this Rosewood, I'm sorry too. I know you had my principal, but on the bottom of you, Mike, that's my dude Rosewood.
What's up, Rosewood? What's up, man?
Hey, shalom, my brother.
No doubt.
Hey, so check it out, Mike. My question to you was, was you able to put down? I'm going to use the word culture for lack of a better term, but how did you put down the culture of jail, spending all those years in jail, and then you come home? How do you put down the things that you learned in jail? Like, me, I never been like did no serious jail time, but from what I understand is like, when you get up from a table, you gotta say like part of my back and stuff like that to the brothers in jail, showing them there's no disrespect or whatever, things of that nature. How do you put that energy down, that always being on guard? How do you put that down and reacclimate yourself to what's going on in today's society? You got it.
Like some things to be real with you, some things you automatic bring home with you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard not to. So some things I catch myself doing. I'm like, damn, like I try to, I don't like doing it, but I catch myself doing things on the time frame. I set things up to, man, shit, I'm gonna do it. If I do everything I gotta do now, I ain't gotta worry about it later on. I'm gonna get a shower this time, eat it this time. So all that time that I did, like I said, it was hard. I learned a lot when I was in there. I accomplished a lot. I got my GED. I got 3 trades: HVAC, HR. I got a welding trade. So I utilized my time wisely. I want no one to go in there and look at no TV or just play all sports and work out and all that. I capitalized off that situation because I knew, I said, man, I don't have no business in here anyway. So while I'm in here, I might as well make the best of it. I fought. I did my appeals and everything. They turned me down. Y'all may already know how VA system is. They play for keeps. I'm going to tell you that right now. So if you got 35 years, Jack, you're going to do 32 and some change on it. You know, ain't no coming home. I do 1 to 5, and then you're going to do that whole sentence. So just be aware of that. Like I said, I learned a lot. I educated myself. I stayed in tune with my family. And even coming out here now, it's a struggle for me. Every day is a struggle, like I told you. I catch myself doing certain things and time frames and stuff. But like I say, I just make the best out of it, man. That's all I can do.
All praise, man. All praise. All praise. That's beautiful.
That's interesting. That's interesting to me that you felt with I got my son here too, man, trying to give him some of this intellectual dialogue.
What's up, Wild Love Fred? What you doing?
But that's interesting, man, that you went in there with that attitude. I didn't know that. Like, you was like, yo, I'm gonna make the you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, especially you was young, bro. You was 18 in the head, you got 30-something years, you ain't even been on the earth 30-something years. So
I tell you,
stay focused and bro, like, dudes would have went in there and like you touched on that, like, you can do your bit however you want to, man. Like, you can sit in the day room all day and be a whole idiot too, and just like, you know what I'm saying, or you could study and stuff like that too, man. So shout you.
But the biggest thing of that, cause of being locked up, man, is you like the worst thing about being locked up is having to depend on somebody else to do something for you, man. Ain't nothing like doing it for yourself because you're gonna get disappointed. So you have to find a way to do things on your own. You know what I'm saying? Your family gonna be there. Everybody ain't gonna be there. You can counsel that. The main one's gonna be there for you. You know, I ain't had it. I didn't have no mother and father situation, as you know, Fred. You know, I didn't have it, so I had to do what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're gonna get into things and stuff like that. But like I said, your bid determines how you make it. You do it how you do it. All them people gonna do, man, is give you 3 meals, man, to house you. The rest of it's on you. They go to school and all that program. They don't care nothing about it. As long as you there and they feed you 3 times, that's it. It's on you to make the best out. So if you sitting there wasting time, man, I ain't gonna do this, I ain't gonna do that. And one thing I can say about VA system, man, they pay you to go to school. They pay you to get your GED. They pay you to go to school and get a GED. They pay you, man. And
in the system?
In the system, and dudes still won't go. They might pay you 27 cents, 41 cents to go to school an hour, but they pay you. Wow. That's the most you're gonna make anyway, bro. You can work a job in there, and I was making 45 cents an hour, bro.
They taking the schools out of New York or the New York jails. They taking the where you can get your degrees and all that. They taking them out of the jails in New York.
Then they switched it up. Then they switched it up on you. They say you can't get a trade, but every 5 years. So now they're trying to stop you from getting educated. Like, so you got to take advantage.
Now they got certain jails that got the things now. All the jails used to have them. Now they got about out of 30 jails. Now they got about 2 jails that got schools in them now. Like,
that's what I'm trying to tell you. So that's why I say you got to make it on your own. But they still got the GED class and stuff. But dudes don't go to school, man. It's a joke to them, man. I look at them dudes when I was in. I said, man, I came in this joint, man, when I was 18 years old, man. I left out this joint, man, when I was 41 years old. I'm ready to be 43 next month in August, man. I mean, August 26th, I'd be 41, 43. I'm like, hey, man, I'm looking at these dudes. I said, man, was I like this when I came in here? I'm like, no, it's a different generation now, though.
Yeah.
If you ain't banging or they don't even play. If you ain't banging or doing nothing stupid, you ain't. And that's how I go now, man.
Right. So I know you've been seeing some. That's crazy. I know you can come home and go and come home and then come back in. I'm sure you've seen that a few times.
5-6 times, Pat. I gotta see dude. I said, damn, man, you locked up again? He said, man, this is my 3rd, 4th man. You still in here? I said, yeah, man, I've seen you 3-4 times on this one bed. One bed, I've seen dudes, a lot of hundreds of dudes come back. You keep seeing them. I said, dad, you want home? I said, no, I ain't been nowhere, bro. I'm still waiting on my time. And then when you locked up, for me, cause it didn't kick in that I was ready to come home, to be honest with you, until I got to the reentry stage. The reentry stage is a jump they put you in when you got 12 months or less. The program yourself, they try to teach you to prepare you for when you get on the streets, which you don't. They hold things out. Like I said again, it's on you to learn what you learn.
Right.
They keep things out. So when I get in there, it's like somebody go home every day. Boom, boom, boom. Every day, 5-6 people going home. I'm like, dang, man, this junk is a reality to me. I'm ready to go home. So when I get in that junk and I think I get 30 days left. I work out hard. I base it on my men, the dudes I work out with and I'm around. They go home in November. Some go home in December, January, February. I said, damn, man, I'm ready to come home, man. So when it's in March now. I'm having trouble sleeping now. Now I can't think straight. I'm anxious. I want to get out there. You know, I'm like, damn, man, this joint is a reality. This whole time when I first got locked up, when the people gave me that time, I didn't even look at the time. I ain't even hear what they said. I had to find years later how much time I had because I was so drunk because I know I was young. And at that time, it kicked me in that I was actually coming home in March, the same month that I came home, bro. I was seeing so many people come home. That's when it kicked in. It ain't kick in before that. I ain't know, you know what I'm saying? To say you was going, I just did my time. I ain't pay attention to it. But the only thing, like I said, when you locked up, man, one of the most important things, man, is the worst things about being locked up, you have to depend on somebody else to do something for you, man. And then losing people that you can't, that you
I
can't
wanna
be there.
I
It,
wanna ask you. I wanna ask you what type of kid were you? What type of because I know you caught that case at 18. What type of kid was you like? What was you into? What was you doing?
when I at this time, cause I was still going to high school. I would think I was in 10th grade, 10th or 11th grade. I was going to school. I was playing basketball. I was a dude. I was a dude on the right path, but it seemed like that I wanted to take the wrong path. It
Right.
Because where I came from, I think, which ain't no excuse now that I look back on it. I was young. I'm come from the hood. You know where I'm from.
It's a
So
fact.
and you know what comes with that. So
Right.
I think it's just for me. It was just the wrong place, wrong time. I wanted to be in that street life at the same time. I wanted to be a ball player.
Right.
But the two things wouldn't mix. What happened with that particular day is I got caught up. I was at the wrong place in the wrong time. I didn't have nothing to do with the situation, but I had to do the time for the situation.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I didn't
That's
do nothing per
crazy.
se. You know
That's
that.
crazy. Yeah. You got something, Rosewood? You want to ask something?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's really honorable that you out right now, man. That's crazy that you was in there that long, going in at 18. I got family members and with situations like that. And I'm just like you saying, like with the new like with you that's coming home recently with the new generation and we speaking on them taking out the programs, do you think that is making the new generation more institutionalized? So when they come back out here, they're gonna go back in?
Yep.
Well, I think, man, that we can to help them, to help the new generation. We can build programs and stuff like that, but for them, so when they do get out. But right now, the way the system's set up is designed for them to fail if they're not strong mentally. So you got to be able to think for yourself. And the average new generation person is begging for guidance, man, but going about it the wrong way. That's why they get into gangs
Mm,
and follow people because they looking for the guidance, but don't nobody want to give it to them. Even the old dudes that's in there, bro, they don't want to help them because that you can't talk to them, you can't tell them nothing. It ain't
Right.
like it was when we was growing up, where somebody can tell us something, we'll listen, and man, I'm gonna beat you, and you will get another beat when you go. They don't care nothing about that. It's more so that they looking at the man. They following the same generation that they in. They looking for guidance. So I think that we have to build things to help these kids when they get out there, man. You have to do that because it's not. That's why they come back 3 and 4 times. That's why they do certain things. They want guidance. They begging for guidance. Some of them you can talk to, and some of them you can't. That's all it is. They begging for guidance, and they don't know how to go about getting it, man.
All right, see now, let me chime in, right? Because let me say this, right? I understand what dudes are saying, and I agree to that point. But here's the problem. Now, again, when we looking at this, just let's just deal with America. When we look at this system of white supremacy in America, we can
Mm-hmm.
see that there's a clear cut prison, school to prison pipeline. And then when you equate the false teachings that they teach us in school, when you add that into the mix, when you also add into the media, this proper the music, the making killers and murdering, killing somebody, rape, selling drugs, making these things, glorifying these things, helps
Mm-hmm.
to put these anchors on our children's minds. So now when a child becomes 14, 15, 16 in their rebellious stage, there is no listening to them because all of the mental food that they was given was garbage.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
we all can attest to this as being children, as us being children at one time. That we was, like I was having a conversation with one of my people the other day, saying how when I was growing up, they glorified the people in our neighborhoods glorified having sex with multiple women, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now they never told us though. Our elders never told us, yo, you can catch AIDS at 13. You can catch herpes. You know what I'm saying? You can catch chlamydia and all these other different sexual transmitted diseases. They never stopped to teach us that. They only glorified the one aspect of getting women. And how do you get women? You get money. How do you get money? You sell drugs. You don't work a job. So all of
Mhm.
these things is coupled. So when we're talking about wisdom, when we're talking about utilizing wisdom, how do you teach a child wisdom? Is you got to be subtle with the knowledge. You got to teach them knowledge. You got to teach them understanding. You got to teach them discretion, knowing right from wrong. Discretion, knowing right from wrong. You got to teach them how to be equitable, how to deal with equality in their life, how to deal with justice, to be a just man and to do the right thing. And just means right. So if you teach a child to do the right thing, they have to practice those righteous acts. You know what I'm saying? And then deal with judgment. How do we deal with judgment? How do we take all of these previous pillars of wisdom, and apply it to our lives? That's when we become a wise man. So because this is the answer to all our problems. Dealing with wisdom, of course, coupled with following the commandments of God, but
Mhm.
dealing with the wisdom aspect of things is how. This is how do we raise our people up, raise our children up, raise our women up. It's too. Is it too much to ask our women? Yo, clothe yourself. You're gonna be a mother. Even if you're not a mother, you're gonna be a mother one day. Don't be on online shaking your ass with your 13, 14-year-old son can see that. How does that affect his mentality at being 14,
Right.
15 years old, seeing his 30-something-year-old moms shaking her ass online? That's not gonna benefit him at all.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
but I'll give the floor to somebody else. Go ahead.
Right.
Yeah. That's definitely facts. That's definitely facts. Like you said, all those things are anchors. All those levels, they're all anchors. Like you said, they're basically precursors already set. So when your children get out here from the time that they 5 to, like you said, puberty, they're getting fed garbage mentally. You know, so they when they get to that rebellious stage, like you said, they only know drill and like you said, women and how to get women, let's get money, how to get money, sell drugs, and now even as a new factor in finessing and scheming. So it's always going to lead up to some criminal act, whereas that's going to hinder a whole generation. Like right now, like how he said, like the old heads in jail, they don't want to talk to the young boys. It's the same way in Philly. It's a whole disconnect. So I'm I'm in my mid 30s, so the old heads that's in their 50s, they tell me if I deal with the young boys that's 24, I'm not dealing with you because they crazy. So I was
Mhm.
like, Dak, how do I help them? How do I bridge this gap right here? So it's like you said, some of them you can talk to them, some of them you can't. So it's a whole generation right here that like really we about to lose, and maybe one after that because it's just the violence is so prevalent. And like even here in Philadelphia, it's crazy right here with the violence. So even with the jail system, before we even get to that, is just what are we being programmed? What are the kids being programmed to out here? Like he said, the media, propaganda, the fuel that to keep it going. I say is basically sowing seeds of division or sowing seeds of hate. So then when you get to that angry stage, you're just bursting out on the scene. You causing ruckus, you catching wreck. Everybody had that time in their life where they was going through that. If you was in the streets or whatever, you knew how you growing up as a teenager. You in middle school to high school, you with your friends. Then you start needing money. You start getting in that life, and you start seeing these things, man. But it's almost sometimes it's too late to realize, like how your folks was talking up top, like he was 18, and it was just too late to realize, like, damn, I messed up, you know. So it's like the whole generation of young boys, they're not even going to jail; they're just dying. So they don't even get a chance to say I messed up. They're just
Mhm.
gone.
Yep.
It's a lot of aspects that really,
Right.
really setbacks, or it's a lot of things that we really need to do
And
at all levels to
like you said
correct
with
us.
that, it's that losing the kids is is that time too. Like, and I'm guilty of this. My same, you know what I mean, because my son is 9, right, and I didn't do the things I was supposed to do when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? So right now I'm behind the 8 ball where I'm working extra hard right now. You know what I'm saying? And shit, I'm in my late 30s, so like I'm trying to put back the pieces of my life that you know what I'm saying, that I did in my teens and my 20s, just living recklessly. So now, as I'm working extra hard though, I'm not able to spend as much time with my kids, and this is where because once they got a cell phone and they got access to the internet, and then you can't spend as much time as you want to with them like you want to. The influence that they getting, the information you know what I mean. It's good information online, but they're not googling the good information, man. They
Nah.
googling, you
Right,
know what I'm saying?
right.
Things that
They're
they
gonna
shouldn't be
Google. They're
googling.
gonna Google all the BS. They're gonna Google all the entertainment, the drama. They're gonna Google that from the rip.
And there ain't gonna be
You know,
no
and that's gonna
wisdom
be
out there, bro.
nah,
Ignorance out there
nah.
ready to grab them and wrap them up and hug them, man. And that's the, you know, that's what we dealing with. So we working against society. Society's working against us. You know what I'm saying? And
Always,
it's like,
always. That's the status quo.
you know what I mean? The society we created, so that's why I think the wisdom is so important. That's why I think discussions like this, man, like intellectual dialogue instead of just talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with you. Let me interject this real quick, Patrick.
Yeah, come on.
Um, um, so like, my brother Sean, my brother Sean did some time. He did 18 in jail, right? And he came home. He asked me one day. He said, "Yo, how do you govern your life?" He asked me this question: "How do you govern your life?" And I had to really think about that and sit and ponder and reevaluate, how do I choose to govern my life? Because if I choose to govern my life off of the laws of man, there is no justice, there is no equality in the laws of man. Therefore, you cannot follow those ways because it's not equitable. For instance, there was a gentleman named Albert Wilson, 20 years old at the time. He got arrested. The girl, they charged him for rape. The girl got on the stand and said, "We never had sex." They gave him 12 years in jail for rape. And
Mm.
then turn around the next week, I see another story. A white dude, 25-year-old, rapes a 14-year-old girl. He gets 10 years probation for rape. You know what I'm saying? So we can't even govern our lives. We can't base our lives off of the ways of men because they're not equal. And that being said, we got to root ourselves in this wisdom. And from my experiences, wisdom can come from anywhere, but the main wisdom that we have to obtain is the wisdom of the Most High God. And Proverbs, for instance, Proverbs 22:6 says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." And so when everybody say we have to focus on our youth, but the problem is we don't educate our children. We don't have our own schools, for lack of a better term, Afrocentric schools. We don't have multiple Afrocentric schools across this country. And like I'm in Arizona, there's no Afrocentric schools in Arizona. So how am I to teach the children or my son, my 2-year-old son, the ways to go when all you're gonna do is send them to school to learn how to be a better slave, to learn how to be a better worker. And they're never gonna teach them to be a boss, to be an owner of a company, to invest into your people. They don't teach these things. These are some of the root causes that plagues us today as us being used to be children and us being men. And now we understand these things and we got to revamp. Me being 40, Packy being 39, to say, damn, I got to get my life together. I gotta revisit all the mistakes that I made when I was young, and now it takes away from me being away from my children, as brother Barnes just said, and I feel the same exact way. But yeah, Rosewood, Packy, you brothers got it.
Now,
Mike.
now, I just want to kind of piggyback off what you were saying. You know, like with the school system or whatever. I always looked at, even when I was a youngin', always equated school as almost being like a precursor to jail, because we had metal detectors, we had bars on the window, the way it's structured and all that. It's almost like a precursor to how jail is. Even how people act in there. You still a kid and people go to jail, they still act like kids sometimes, they never grow up. Like, but I think, like you said, we don't have Afrocentric schools spread around, and you know that's a hard thing because, like you said, you in Arizona. So it'll be definitely like difficult out there to even have that trend moving. But one thing I think we can do is in the inner cities like Philadelphia or Baltimore or New York, where we have these things, like we can build these cultures up in our cities and show the kids that it's something more to life than just that. And then we can spread the wisdom in our own communities and then branch out from there. Like I think that would be an idea why I would have to try to implement like what you're saying, bro. Like, because what you're saying is absolutely right. So I think the cities where we have that, because we have a lot of culture in Philadelphia. At the
So
same time, we have a lot of killing. So it's like it's it's kind of it's hard. I'm not gonna say it's hard, but I think we can implement the wisdom through our communities.
that's a fact. And I would say what you were saying, what you were saying, principal, about the I think that the wisdom, I would say the wisdom of the Most High, of course, that's important. That's the most important. But I would say the because we know that wisdom and knowledge, it starts with knowledge. So I would say the knowledge of your history, which is the scriptures, would be the main vocal point to start at, to garner that wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Understanding who you are, because like they say, if you don't know where you came from, it's hard to tell where you're going. Like, so that's our problem. Like, you know what I'm saying? They did a number on us. You know what I'm saying? And according to our history, we did a number on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? By not being diligent. You know what I'm saying? So you can't even say they did a number on you. Gotta say you did a number on yourself. And we dealing with the effects of that. But to go back to Michael Kelly, I didn't want to get too far away from his experience that we want to tap in on. I want to know, right? What was your religious upbringing, and how did you maintain that mental toughness? Because that's amazing how you said, like, you know what I'm saying, how you walked in there and you was gonna make sure that you did the right way, you learned things and stuff like that. Because I ain't gonna lie, 18-year working there with 30-something years, a lot of them gonna say, man, forget it, man, fuck everything, I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna do whatever. Whose phone is that?
Man, cuz what?
You know what I'm saying? Somebody, like, you know what I mean, just thinking that they're wild out and just, but you had that resolve, man, and you had that focus. So what's your belief system, and how is it the same now, or what was your belief system? How'd you get to that?
I think I grew up Christian. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Going to church every now and then. I used to go to church. Once I got locked up though, I went to the mosque a couple times when I was out too with my cousin.
Okay.
So once I got locked up though, I really wasn't heavy on religion. You know what I'm saying? Especially once I got that time, I prayed and prayed and prayed and did everything the lawyer told me to do, and then the outcome still was the same. So I lost all faith then. I said, hold on, man.
Right.
I ain't believing in none of that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't work. I did everything I supposed to did. They know what it was. So once I got in there, I just touched a little bit on the minister, but I learned about all religion though. I looked at all religion when I was locked up too. I studied a little bit of all of it. I ain't just reflect on one. Sunni, all that stuff.
Right.
Everything. A little bit of everything, you know what I'm saying? Christianity, you know what I'm saying? Only thing I didn't really touch on was the Jehovah Witness thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But for the most part, I used to go to the Nation of Islam's meetings a lot, Ramadan, I studied all that stuff. But I wasn't really heavy into no religion because my whole thing was trying to better myself and get up out that situation as soon as possible. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that may have took, you know what I'm saying? That's why one time I remember the investigator called me to the office one time. He said, man, your name ringing a lot around here. I said, oh yeah, for what? He said, man, they say you in the gang. He said, you in the gang? I said, yeah, I am in the gang. He said, what gang you in? I said, I'm in the going home gang. Any gang they got trying to go home, that's the gang I'm with. So he bust out laughing and said, man, get up out my office, man. I said, yeah, don't call me over here for this stupid stuff no more, man.
Right. So wow. So you seen, because that's crazy. Like, you seen that light at the end of the tunnel, and it was a far tunnel, man.
Yeah,
and you was a young dude.
Yeah, it was a far. When you talking about at 18 years old and the people sentence you to 26 years, you ain't even thinking that. You might, hold on, man. I'm talking on the real. I was hoping the world ended in 2000 and everything. I had so much time. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I was hoping all that because I was young.
You was like, oh, I only got 2 years, right?
Yeah, I ain't even tripping, you know what I'm saying?
That's
And
funny.
then it don't kick in cause until you like 5 or 6 years down the road though. It kicks in once you get on that, once they transfer you from that jail when you away from your family and you go down that road 3-4 hours away.
Mm.
It done everything slowing down. Now you know
Uh-uh.
in the jail you still have your little contacts and stuff. But when you get on that highway when people gotta travel to see you and stuff, they kicked in. I would say when I got about 22, 23, 24, it's something I said, man, it's real now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
You know, it's real now. I won't no dude that was, catching a whole lot of charges and stuff, but I'm gonna speak my mind and stand up for what's right. Now,
Right.
that's one thing I can tell you about the Virginia uh, um DOC system. Dudes don't stand up for nothing in there. And
Right.
when I say nothing, I mean nothing. For all that time they give you, you supposed to stand up. That joint supposed to
Yeah.
stay doing
They
things. They
took
don't
the
do it
little
because
library about it, the joint Tyreek is in. I
that's
was
what I'm
like, how
trying to
the
tell
hell
you,
y'all
bro.
let them do that?
They might let you go to law library once a week. Everything now is online. So if somebody you want to do something, everything is technology wise. It ain't no sending no money orders no more, or everything you got to pay for. So what they try to do is discourage your family from coming to see you and everything. You got to take your wigs off. You got to go through too much. Your family's going through more than what we go through. The same way we going through it, they go through it.
Yeah.
So the
Uh,
people, what they done did to put it to where you know how a lot of people ain't upgraded with technology, bro. A lot of people can't get on the phone and know how to get them apps to send you money and all that stuff. So they'll be like, you know what? They ain't even gonna worry about it. So they discourage your family when they come up there. They disrespect them. So they say, man, I ain't going back up there. You know, just things like that. So you got to be strong mentally, man. You got to be strong because you don't nobody. They not gonna tell me nobody get locked up come home the same person, bro. Nobody. If you
right.
come on the same man, you's a fool. It's no way
Cool.
possible. You's a fool.
Well, and you know, my brother, this is the thing. Any I always say this is one of my sayings. Quote me on this. No man really truly knows himself. We evolve every day. We grow. We learn every single day. So 10 years from now, you're not going to be the same person you are or I am today at 40. When I turn 50, I hope I'm a better person. I hope I'm more knowledgeable. I hope I'm a better man. I hope I'm a better father, a better husband. You know. So ultimately, with that understanding, we don't know ourselves. Period. There's no way a man can know himself because you're constantly growing, you're constantly learning. But that being said, I gotta ask you, you know, 23 years, bro, there's no way you could have survived that without the hand of God being upon you. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I understand you say you're Muslim, so you know, without the hand of Allah being upon you. So and that's what I want to know,
And he was
like
focused in there like this.
right, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Like, at what point? Because you say you grew up as Christian. At what point did you decide, you know, to follow the faith of Islam, and to, you know, I don't know your beginning, you know, your time in jail, but or at the beginning. But at what point did you decide to go to Islam and really get on your journey?
It took me years to really get into Islam. For a minute, all I did was just read stuff and just try to educate myself the best. Listen to brothers, dudes pull me to the side, talk to me because they seen the type of dude I was. A couple dudes pulled up on me and said, "Man, you don't look like you belong in here." I said, "Nah, I don't, man, but I gotta do what I gotta do." So I think it was, I would say, the last 8 years, man. That's when I got into Islam, read about it. People started a couple dudes seeing me. What they was trying to do for real was build the program up because it wasn't a lot of NOI people in the system. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's more Sunnis and stuff like that. So they were saying, "Look, brother, they gave me final calls, read these and tell me you a good brother. I'd have been around you, man. Read into this and listen and see what you think about it." That's what they put their final calls on me first.
Right.
So I gave me some. I read them Jones. I said, "Man, it's true facts. Dude be speaking some stuff in here and they have reality stuff based on black people. You know what I'm saying? Not racism, but based on, you know what I'm saying, things for this we need to do as black men. This is we the strongest generation. We the strongest generation, but we don't what we don't do. If we unite, man, we unstoppable as black people. But we won't do that. So I just got into that reading. I said, hey man, I like this, man. I can envision this a little bit. More so than a Christian. Not saying nothing wrong with a Christian, but I can envision it. So that's what it was. I wasn't really heavy into no disrespecting no other religion. But like I say, I prayed and prayed and prayed, and because that's what it takes while you're in there. You're doing that. You gotta, like you say, you gotta believe in something. You have to, man, because it's a lot of people don't walk out no penitentiary. A lot of people don't, and then a lot of dudes, if you walk out after doing that much time, you messed up mentally. You got dudes stay struck and institutionalized. They messed up when they come out here. So a lot of dudes, I done ran into dudes that said they didn't even want to go home because they were so messed up and they didn't know how to cope with it. They said, "Man, I'm going out there. Dude I used to walk with, old dude, he did 45 years, man, and he made parole in that joint. And I used to talk to him all the time. He said, Mike, man, you know what, man, I ain't gonna give me no cell phone. I think I'm gonna stick with the beeper when I get out. I said, beeper? I said, man, don't nobody got no beepers but doctors and stuff. This is what they telling me now, because I'm gone too.
Right.
So I know it ain't no beeper though. I ain't that crazy now. I know because I done had phones while I was locked up. So I ain't that stupid. And then I know how to operate a phone a little bit because I done had cell phones while I was in there.
Right.
So he said, man, I'm going back to the people. I don't know how to keep up with all them numbers. I said, man, listen, man, I don't think you gonna. I don't know if they even sell beepers like that, bro. So you might as well, get used to the cell phone. This man was stuck on beepers because I said, beepers, man. He said, yeah, because I don't want no phone. So a dude let him use a phone one time. He told me, he said, like, man, dude, let him use the phone. Dude gave me the phone in the sale. Said, go ahead, use the phone, whoever you want to call. He had been there 40 years, 30, but at this time, maybe 36, 37. Man, get on the phone and Jones started vibrating. The man ran up out the sale. He didn't know what the phone was. He thought it was a bomb. He said he didn't know because it been so long. He said he didn't, when he was out there, had no microwaves or nothing. So, man, like I say, and you got to be strong mentally. You need somebody in your corner when you're doing time. You need somebody, bro, because you always got to get somebody to talk to. You know what I'm saying? Then ain't nothing like a family member, a friend, or whatever. And then while you in there, you meet more dudes that's going to be like your family than your real family. That's going to be there for you more than your real family while you in there. You meet some good dudes in there, man. Dudes to make sure you eat when you ain't, what I'm saying, when your family don't. I done met some good dudes that I still stay in contact with now and they still call me, bro. And it don't take nothing but the little things. All they really want, man, send me some pictures, man, and let me know how you doing, man. That's it. That's how it was. Yeah. It ain't about no money or nothing. Just send me some pictures and let me know. See my little cousins and stuff. It's still family members I haven't even met, bro, since I've been home. Because with the pandemic, I ain't even seen everybody. Like Packy, I ain't even seen my uncle and my aunt, his mom and dad, and I've been home a year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It be the little things that count. Like for all the brothers, all the brothers that's locked up, that's doing time, and free all my guys that's booked. It's about the little things. That's and like he said, like when you go up in those mountains, because like you say you in Virginia, he in Virginia.
Yeah, I did my time in Virginia, but I'm in NC. I'm in Carolina now though. But I did my time in Virginia.
Yeah, Virginia, Commonwealth State, just like Pennsylvania.
Yeah, you
so
already know
it's a lot of brothers doing time just like you, or situations just like you.
Yeah.
Like when you younger, they're gonna hit you with a gang of time, and then even when you get out, you're still on parole forever. In Pennsylvania, they really do you dirty, and they send you up in the mountains away from your family. That's the first discourage, like you said, discourage your family from not even going up there. And now they got a system where you can send emails, right? Yeah. So everything is basically, like you said, everything is technology. So even the jails are catching up to the technology. So they're saying, listen, look, we're going to give you a tablet. Boom, we're going to charge you for the FaceTime. We're going to charge you, I think it's like 7 cents for like letter or something, or word or whatever like that for the emails. And they basically saying like, all right, look, your family ain't gonna see you can kind of contact them, but you're gonna have to pay. And then, like you said, that's another discouragement because your family might not have the money, or they might not have the time, or they might not know how to set that app up. It took me a minute to find out about the Connect app, just to send my, do the emails. My sister had to put me onto that, and I'm pretty tech savvy. Yeah. But when it came to that, I was like, I was kind of perplexed.
Yeah.
But that shows you that the jail system is catching up with the technology, and they're using it, to keep people institutionalized. Like you said, when you get out, a lot of brothers, is going mentally, or a lot of brothers, they can't adapt, so they go right back. They see how it is out here, and you're not getting that 3 million. You're not getting that you're not getting that system that tells you what to do it and how to do it. You come out here, it's it's whatever.
Yeah, free reign.
And if you've been in there for a minute, some people can't even fathom how it is out here.
Yeah.
So what kind of, all right, this is the last crowd I asked you about this. What I just want to hear real quick, like what was like some of the worst things that you seen? Like what was some of the spots how many different spots did you go through? And which was the temperature of those spots?
I've been to all my facilities was max facilities. I never been on a low facility. Okay. Even though I've been to 7 spots in the 23 years that I was locked up.
Okay.
7 different institutions, and it wasn't all of them was like by choice though. Once you stay out of trouble for a year, you can put in for a transfer code. Okay. That's all you got. You got to stay charge free for a year, and you can put into where you want to go. As long as they got levels, it's like level 1. That's like 1 through 5. Non-violent. One, that's on the road. When you're in road camps, you can go all your family. You know, you're working on the side of the road, which you know I won't never touch. Ain't one of them.
Right.
Level 2s, that's the dome spots. Level 2s is dome spots to where you got, you know, you do like, well, it's a little over top of that, but it's a dome. I never liked the dome. I always liked the cell myself because I got my privacy.
Right.
But I went on the dome. I have been on the dome my last. That's when the reality kicked in too. When I made it to a dome, because you got to do like 15 to 16 years to get on the dome. So when I went on the dome for them 8 months, I was like, I didn't want to go, but my time had dropped, so I had to go to the reentry spot, which was a dome.
Right.
So when I got to the dome jump, I was like, man, I don't know how the hell I'm gonna do this jump. I went in there, you know, they got 3 toilets right side by side. So the next nigga right beside you, they got 3 shower heads right side by side in there together. So I said, damn, man. So what they do is, when I got there, I said, damn, oh yeah, reality setting in again, because the shorter you get, the lower your time go down. So I said, damn, I'm on this dorm joint. So I went to that joint, stayed on that joint for like 10, 11 months. Then I got transferred back to another max joint. But I wanted to go back to the max because of the sale. I won't run about what level it was on that. I just don't like dome. It's so noisy, niggas all over top of your head when you're in the bed, and you know what I'm saying? Just a lot of things you have to, you'll get yourself in more trouble in the dome.
In the dome, that's a fact.
Yeah, because see, in a sale, what makes a bid go back anyway, in a sale, you got to have a good sale partner to know what time that's on the same page that you on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Versus a dome. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, I've been to 7 institutions, and the highest institution I've been to probably was a level 4, which they go all the way up to 6. 6 is all the institutions where they got the gun on you all day. You gotta do something to go to them though. You know, like stab somebody, or you know what I'm saying. I witnessed a lot of stabbings and killings. You know, not killings but stabbings and rapes. You know, different type things. You gonna see all that when you're in there.
Yeah. Oh, so you witnessed stabbings and rapes?
Yeah, I witnessed all that stuff. Yeah, you witnessed that. Basketball court is where everything goes down, basically with the stabbing situation.
Right.
It ain't nothing but us stabbing each other though. You know what I'm saying? That's all it really be.
Yeah.
So you know, I witnessed that. Witnessed police beating dudes and riots and stuff like that. You know, through that whole process, I witnessed a lot of things. I was never a part of that stuff. You know, I've been in a couple of you know, like city where you from fights and stuff like that. But that's behind basketball. You see what I'm saying? So it's divided in Virginia. It's divided where you from. You got Richmond, you got Tidewater, you might got you got New York. It all depends on where you're from. That's how they base it in the system. You got your Bloods, your Crips, your GD. You know, you got all that too.
Right.
But everybody, they don't be. It's not a joint where don't let them. They got this system construed where they'll do this or do that. It's all on what you make it, bro.
Right.
If you a stand up dude, they ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you. That's just how I go, and they know that. So it's all about how you carry yourself in the penitentiary and VA anyway. I can say. Right. There ain't no gangs push up on you, nothing like that. They never came to me to get joined no gang because they knew me as an individual and knew how I carried it. Right. So once they do that, like I said, I spent time playing sports, basketball, working out, softball, to utilize a little time, and then I read, and you know, I was just trying to stay up the tune and do what I had to do, and not getting into no negativity type stuff. If I didn't have to, that's why I stopped balling. I stopped balling like with 2 years ago because I seen if dudes that was coming in, more so couldn't play basketball. They was better. They thought they was better than what they really were. They'll hurt you out there.
Right.
You know, they'll hurt you when
playing
you got
with their heart, not with their skills.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. They talk more. They couldn't play no basketball. You see, man, these dudes hurt you when you got the ball. It don't even matter. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna just coach, and I love to coach when I was in.
And that's one thing I remember too when we was younger. Not to cut you off, when we was younger and we used to go to like grandma's house and I remember you was always really good in basketball, man. Even in Virginia, like when you used to have the 3-on-3, when y'all used to go to 3-on-3,
the hoop it up joint,
the hoop it up joints in VA. And I remember you was always. I remember that basketball was always.
Still got a passion for it, man.
Yeah, that was like one of the saddest parts. Like when you went through that situation was like. But this last question is gonna make a little segue because I want to talk about my bro a little bit. But you were in '98.
Oh, no, I think he want to talk.
Go ahead. My bad.
Hold on, bro. Before you ask him, so I want to ask you, Mike. So what's your plans now for the future? Like far as business is concerned, like do you have business plans for the future? Can you hear me, Mike? You froze.
Oh, he might have froze. So we'll give him a second. He should be back. He'll probably fix that. You could just back out and come right back. He'll fix that. If you got it. coming now. There you go. He
All
back.
right, Mike.
I want to
Can
say
you?
something real quick. All right, go ahead.
All right, Mike. Can you hear me? You gotta take your mic off of mute.
Okay, I got you. There you go.
Okay, so I was
Oh,
asking you, with all this being said, what are your plans for the future as far as business is concerned? Do you plan on just working a job, or you got a business idea you want to push, or do you need business ideas and things of that nature?
I always want to work for myself if I could do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm good with the HVAC thing. I'm certified to do that. So I got my trades. I'm gonna utilize that. And another thing, I'm glad you touched on it because all the stuff that they teach you in there, man, when you come home, this stuff don't even exist, bro. I'm talking about they'll tell you you taking this because it's when you get out here, they don't offer you nothing, they give you nothing. You just on your own out here. So what I'm trying to do is I want to get into coaching, man, or I'm gonna mess with this HVAC thing. Ain't nothing like working for yourself, but me just coming home, man, I had to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing. True, no question. I love to work for myself and own my own stuff.
Yeah,
But me,
yeah. Let me
Now
let me let
that'll
me just
come.
put you on.
That's gonna come. You just got to make it. You know.
yeah, that's why
Yeah,
I'm doing what I got to
let me
do
put
now.
him on real quick, Packy.
Mm-hmm.
Let me put him on real quick, Mike. So listen, Mike. They got a thing called wholesale dealer auction, right?
Okay.
In all states, all across the board. So this is something that takes low money to invest, like probably less than $1,500 to get the license, but it allows you to go to the auction and buy cars at a dealer auction. So for instance, something like a 2012, 2013 Impala, you can probably grab about anywhere between $1,500 to $2,000. You could turn around and sell it for 4 or 5 thousand, which I personally wouldn't do. I would just put a point and a half on it, just make 1,500 off of it, and from 2035, you do that 4 times in a month. You just made 6,000 in a month. And if you can't live off of 6,000 a month, I can't help a person. You know what I'm
No
saying?
question.
Yeah.
You know,
So yeah, so just so you know, brother, you can look into this. Look, all you gotta do is Google dealer license in NC and see what
okay.
comes up and do your paperwork. It doesn't matter if you got a felony. If anybody say you can't do it because you got a felony, they're lying.
Mm-hmm.
That has absolutely nothing to do with it. So this is something that you
nope.
can get into and start making money today. You don't have to spend $2,000 on a car. You
You're
can
right.
spend 200 on a car and sell it for 500 and make a $300 profit. But if you got
Yeah,
10 of those cars, you just make 3,000.
that's
So
right.
No, you're right.
right. So there's in real talk, bro. For people that been in the streets, this the car industry is designed for people that been in the streets. It works exactly the same way. It's just the language is different. So that's it. But ultimately, it comes down to meeting the plug, which is the auction. You buying it at wholesale rate, and then you just move it hand in hand. Now, of course, there's a lot of ancillary things that you have to do, but just on a general topic, far as to generate, instant income, this is something you could do within a month, bro, and have your dealer license. And the next thing you know, you could be on your way. You know,
Okay, I'm gonna look
yeah,
into that. I'm
yeah,
glad to
That's
hear you.
facts.
wholesale dealer's license, not retail, wholesale.
Wholesale. I'm glad to hear you say that. A
Yep.
fella has nothing to do with it because that's the first thing they hit you with.
Yeah, of course,
Yep.
of
A
course.
lot of people say, man, you're a
No,
convicted
you're
felon. You're already
independent.
limited.
You're
As a convicted
independent.
felon now, you're already limited, especially with the charge that I got. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing they'll say with a lot of people, that Joe too, that's a little too valid. I got a valid case. But I'm glad to
Nope.
hear
They
that's
don't
not
got nothing to
the
do with it.
case. Okay.
All right.
Nope.
Wholesale
You
dealership.
can you
Okay.
can you can definitely do that. He's definitely right. And even like it's a lot of guys like in the city or whatever, like we link with, and even though I won't have the dealer's license, say my homie he got it, and I'll go over there with him and do the same thing.
Okay.
You can flip it that way. But he's absolutely right. And
Exactly.
also I think with the skills you have, that's definitely in high demand. And like you said, you want coach. Both of those things are in high demand. And I think like with you just coming home, I don't know how it is like where you are, but in Pennsylvania they have a lot of programs for brothers that's coming home that did a lot of time. Especially if they have skills or they want to, do things like coach, especially coach youth basketball, high school basketball, because you're coming from experience and you can actually teach. So I think you can do something definitely for your surrounding community with the skills you got. Start an LLC with your start an LLC, and you can go from there. Or there's even programs where since you're a felon, they give you a hassle. They have people that'll start an LLC for you, and then you can go from there and do what you need to do.
Okay. These are all things I'm gonna look into, man. Even with being where I'm at,
Yeah, and definitely, we're gonna talk about some other things too.
Yeah, definitely,
Corporate
Cole.
what you did. But what I wanted to say was too, you went in '98, came out now, right? We just lost DMX, man. So it's like, damn, I think
Mm.
about it, I think he came out in like
Yeah,
'98.
yeah. When I was locked up,
So
matter of fact, cause I went in '97. I went in '96, but I got on bond in '97. Went back in '97. So when
right.
DMX and all that stuff dropped, I was locked up. I learned about him in there.
Oh, so you found out. So see, he wasn't even out when you came home.
Nah, '97 when I got locked up, DMX won't out. Nah,
That's crazy.
D won't out.
Mm.
He rocked the system though when I was in there.
Yeah, I'm sure. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's crazy. Talk about that. How it hit-
yeah.
how was
I had this. I had it. He dropped the 2 albums in 1 year. I had both of the
yep.
tapes. Back then they were
Dark and
selling
Hell is
cassette
Hot.
tapes.
Yep.
I had both of the tapes. Yeah, he won't. He won't even out, man. D won't out. So I got on the D when I was in there. D rocked. The D had the whole system rocking, man.
So how was the music game in jail, right? How do I guess so they basically influence what they basically influenced by what's on the streets, like radio wise, or what people was listening to, or is
See,
friends of
back
people.
then, because they were showing videos. They had BET. So
Okay.
they was basing it on, what I'm saying, what was hot on BET at that time. You had your 106 in Parks and your Rap Cities at this time. You know what I'm saying? When I
Right.
got locked up. So that's what everybody was basing it on. When I heard DMX, I think it was on the radio. And dudes was already in, young dudes that was coming in was on it. You always gonna have dudes that get locked up every day. So they
Right.
might put you on a song that, man, dude hot, man. I heard dude the tape. I said, who is that? They said the Rough Riders and all that stuff. See, none of that won't out. When I heard it, I liked it, all that stuff. D was hot when he hit that hit, man. Even Jay at that time. See, Reasonable Doubt was out, but it won't rock and real heavy when I got locked up. It took off more when I got locked up.
Right.
So with the music culture, they just go off what they see on TV and what they hear. Like even now. See, a lot of that stuff now, I don't know them dudes, man. So I don't even, the young generation listen to that stuff now, And like I say, they charge you in there like, I think it's $1.99 a song or something like that. $22, $23, it's $18 an album. So now you got your little
Tablets now.
your little iPod on your, you know what I'm saying? Your MP3 players they sell. So now you can order music. So that's how they get caught up on it. They got the little music joint. You can stream the music and over 10 million songs. So that's how they get up on it now. Because it's still
You
not
gotta
no
pay
video.
$2 per song.
Huh?
You gotta pay $2 per song though.
Yep, $1.99. Some of them might be 106, some of the old ones. But most of the time it's gonna be $1.99 song. So if you got a whole album, they might say the whole album might be like $18 to get you to buy the whole album. You might as well, because if you're gonna pay, if the whole album's $20, you paying $1.99 a song for 15 songs, you come out better getting the whole album.
It's better getting the whole album.
Certain songs you like. And see, that's a money maker too. If you can get on with them and get your music on that jump. You see what I'm saying? That's $1.99 a song you get.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. That's dope. So what was
Nobody
they doing
even speak
before?
on that.
What you say, Ro?
I was saying nobody really speak on that. The music industry making money off the prisons.
Yeah.
By
Hold on.
selling music.
And it's different companies too that make
Hold
that
on.
sell the music.
It's not the music companies. It's not the music companies. You gotta remember that.
It's other companies.
You gotta remember that jail is a. Say again, brother.
It's through JPay.
Okay.
And
right.
Okay.
Right. So remember, jail is but outside of college basketball, outside of college sports, jail is the #1 slavery institution. So everything that's in the jail system is designed to make money off of the people and off of the people in jail, the inmates, and off of their family members. Like you said,
that's right.
It costs to send an email. It costs for you to have a video chat. For me to video chat with somebody, it costs. So that's called vertical integration. These are things that we got to look at when we're talking about empowering our people. We have to deal with vertical integration. So the same way they in the level of jail, they own the industry of jail. Now it's a thing of they're getting the money off for the food. They're getting the money off for the lemons. They're getting the money off for the soaps.
Everything.
We got to get money off of the movies. So now they instituted the tablets where they can get money off of the movies, get money off of the music. So, but no time does any of that money ever go back to the victims, to the community that the inmates perpetrated the crime? It never goes back to the community. So So,
Right. Never.
and it's way deeper than this. Even to the point where they sell
Hmm.
your bond. When people get locked up, they get a bond. Like it's a bond number that you get. They put that on the stock exchange, and they actually sell your
Hmm.
jail time to people. So these things, a lot of things that we don't know about, but these are the things that we got to look at and take their system and apply it to our people to grow.
That's
So,
right.
brother, when a brother coming home from jail doing
Right.
all these years, the number one thing you need to get into is activism, far as teaching the children not to follow that step, not to make the same mistake. Just because your man's and them going to the
Yes.
club, don't mean you gotta go. Especially when one of them dudes got a gun in the car. You
That's
know what I'm
right.
saying?
True.
Like when I go to New York, bro, it's the first question I ask a dude when they get in my car, or if I get in their car, is, yo, you got any guns or weapons in there? No?
Anything.
Like, cool.
You gotta do the
Like,
same in Philly.
yeah,
Same
you
here in
have to.
Philly.
You have to, bro, because
Yeah,
we
I
it's
got
wish
to
I
so
would have did that because I
learn.
wanted to in prison because I didn't do that one time.
yeah, it's so tough in prison, man.
I ain't
Long
hear
as you
you,
got,
Yeah.
Patrick, say
long
again.
as you got,
I said I
long as
wish
you
I
got.
would have did that because I wound up in prison because I didn't do that one time.
Oh yeah, yeah. I heard about that one, but I ain't never hollered at you about that because we ain't really
Yeah,
get
yeah, I
into
wound
that.
up in prison because of nigga. You didn't tell me you had a gun. We got pulled up. He threw the gun under my seat and ran.
See what I'm saying? Now you got to wear that
You
case.
got
Not to wear
Yeah,
that one.
you got
You lucky
ads.
you
You
won't
get
in VA, Jack.
facts.
You already know
Just
if
like
you was
you
in
said,
VA,
you
what
gotta
would
do the
have
same in Philly.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I was
You gotta do
still
the
feeling
same in
jealous. I
Philly.
was in VA.
happened?
I got they gave me 2 years. I'd have got 20 in VA.
They'd offer you a plea for about
Yeah,
7 or
if
8.
you was in Philly, if you was in Philly, they would have, depending on what the gun was about,
Yeah.
they would have gave you some tech. Cause you
I don't
definitely
know
got to ask
nobody.
people.
Yeah, I don't know nobody that went to VA for over 30 days or that lived in VA and didn't do time. Know what I'm saying? I don't know a nigga
No,
that
me
went to
neither.
VA and stayed more than 30 days and didn't get a bid.
And yo,
I
let
don't
me,
know.
let
No,
me, let me,
no.
yo, Mike, let me throw this in. Yo, Mike, I gotta ask you, have you ever read the Constitution?
The who?
The Constitution.
Have I ever read the Constitution? It was a long time ago. I think I have though.
Oh, okay, all right,
Not
cool.
recently though. Not
I
recently,
ain't read the
bro.
Constitution since the 8th grade.
Yeah, I ain't
Sad.
read that recently, bro. I
Well,
ain't gonna, not recently.
I implore brothers to read. Just start there. When you're dealing with law, start at the Constitution and get a law. Get it's called a Black Laws Dictionary, but you got to get at least the fourth edition because they started changing definition of words. But the reason why I bring this up because we talk about firearms, for instance, right? When dudes like Packy, I know you caught a firearm case, right?
Mhm.
And the one thing you had to just say was, "Yo, it's in the Constitution that I can carry a firearm." Now, if and here's the thing: if it's written in the Constitution that we can, Second Amendment to be exact, that we can carry firearms and possess firearms, but there's no stipulations. There's no stipulations as in if you got a felony, you can't carry a firearm. You lose your right to carry a firearm. That's not in the Constitution. So, because of our lack of understanding laws and understand, it's called aphasia, to understand words and to understand that the language of legalese is not the same as English. Even though it's the same words in English, does not have the same meaning. So,
Facts.
when a person say to me, "Yo, I got locked up for a gun," all I say is, "Yo, just deal with the Constitution. Yo, it's my constitutional right. I don't care if I got 10 felonies. It is my constitutional, God-given, protected right to for me to be able to carry a firearm." But but and again, this goes back to wisdom, bro. It goes back to knowing the system that you're involved in. If we're in the system of America or the system of jail, we need to learn the rules and regulations of these things, and how to defend ourselves. Not to do wrong and to defend ourselves, but to do right and be able to defend ourselves with the right that we stand on. So that's where wisdom come in, and all these things for us to go out and get the knowledge. The knowledge is readily available. The information is right there. So,
Exactly.
because we don't,
Facts.
because we're afraid we're afraid to learn. We're afraid to say, "Damn, like I'm getting married," and my mom said to me, "Oh, you and your wife you and your fiance need to go down to the courthouse and just get married and get your what is it called, your marriage certificate, your marriage license." And I say, "Mom, before this country was established, right? Was people getting married?" She says, "Yes." I said, "Then why do I have to get the government to be a third party of my marriage? A marriage is a contract. The 10th Amendment clearly states that you cannot pass any laws to impede people from entering into contracts, and that marriage is a contract. So I don't need permission to go to get married to a woman. You understand what I'm saying, bro? But these is the little ancillary laws that we neglect. So when we do end up getting jammed up by white supremacy for being in the wrong place at the wrong time, we don't know how to defend ourselves. So we end up getting 26 years. You know what I'm saying? We end up getting
Just true.
5 years for a gun. In Arizona, guns is legal. You know what I'm saying? You can walk around with guns all day, every day. But now they made weed legal. And what dudes don't realize about when they made weed legal, if you are in possession of marijuana, you forfeit your right to possess a firearm. But because dudes don't want to read the laws that's being passed, we don't even have a understanding. So niggas is still gonna go to jail when you got a little bit of bud in the car and you got your hammer on you. You think you good, but you're going to jail because you forfeited the right to carry a firearm just by you possessing the marijuana. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So these are
Right.
the tricks that white supremacy use. That's why we can never negate white supremacy.
No, but that's why I said, bro. That's why I said, like that's why it comes to a little bit of what I was saying earlier about living your life, not necessarily just being an American or in society, knowing that you have that you're a being and that your life is that this life that's given to you, which is a gift from God, is bigger than what you are told. You're more than American. You're not just a black man. You're not just an American. Like you are you know what I'm saying? You are a being. And so once you look at your life outside of that box, then those things that those boxes that the country puts you in, it's easier for you to find your way out through wisdom. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you're not looking at yourself as, you know what I'm saying, somebody that's confined by the things that they trying to, you know what I'm saying, confine you with.
Right. Now, I want to say, like, he absolutely right. I think every black man should definitely read the Constitution, learn the Constitution, and then do your homework. And I implore every young black man, before you get out here and start doing any crime, go get your license to carry. Go get your license to carry. That's the first step you do, so you don't get caught up. What we do in the inner cities is we go to the streets for our firearms. That's where we go wrong at. So no matter what the Constitution say, they're going to get us for either stolen John or ghost gun, one or the other.
And
That's how they're going to
the
get us,
reason
because
why
we don't go out
yeah.
and do our constitutional duty and get our right to bear arms and get our permit to carry.
And that's why they do stuff like give you a felony, and that's why they so maliciously prosecute us in court so they can take all our rights. They already don't want
exactly.
They don't want you walking around with no gun, man. So they're gonna make sure if they can, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna fix that. And that's why we gotta understand
a man with knowledge of the system and knowledge of self is unstoppable. And they don't want that.
So here's the thing, like, we got to understand the Constitution does not give you any rights. Let's be clear about that. It does not give you rights. It protects your God-given rights. That's the whole basis of the Constitution. It protects your God-given rights. So you have a God-given right to protect your family, your household, your property, and things of that, right? Things like that. So you have a God-given right to do these things. You don't need a license to carry a firearm, bro. Now, there's a dude named Mars Torre. You can just Google Black Guns Matter. Black Guns Matter, Mars Torre. So he goes around from city to city, state to state, teaching people about their God-given rights to possess a firearm or to possess any weapon. And he be in New York, for instance, just to show you how serious it is. He's in New York, and I've seen him with my own eyes. He's in New York, and he say, "Yo, I'm at Times Square, whatever hotel." He got his firearm on him as he's talking. We know that police is watching him. Why is it that they don't arrest this dude? It's because his money is long enough to fight the case. I'm not telling anybody to go carry a firearm. I'm saying educate yourself, because here it is. This man is in New York with a firearm, and we know you cannot be in New York as far as the state is concerned with a firearm. But the main thing is he has the money to fight the case and take it to the Supreme Court, which will ultimately set the standard of across the board of the law as far as firearms. And trust when I tell you, bro, there is no law that impedes you from carrying a firearm. Constitutional law from carrying a firearm. And we got to remember the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and then no law can trump that. So this is why I implore brothers to read that Constitution, to get that Bible diction. Excuse me, to get that Black Laws Dictionary to understand this language because it's written in code. That's why it's called UCC, Universal Commercial Code. That's why when niggas get charged, it's you violated UCC 1304 or whatever, right? UCC, Universal Commercial Code. How do you understand the code if you don't understand the language of said code? So we got to do this for ourselves and teach our children, which ultimately will raise those children up to deal with wisdom when dealing with this system of oppression that we under. And it's just a
And that's
simple.
and that's a part right there too, like, because that's what we were saying when we were saying about the how things is getting away from us and stuff like that. And then I was saying how working and stuff. And this comment just brought that back to this. My pops tapped in with that comment. Stay focused on the family. So we got to take our time, and we gotta and that's gonna take a sacrifice of us to stay closely and watch the younger generation more diligently. And you know what it is? It got to be a selflessness to sacrifice some of your time, man, at least some of your time, to give to these young people, man, to give to your little brothers and kids. And my kids, keep it on myself. To my son and my daughter, I got to take more time with my son and my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to work and do everything too, but they got them phones and they working them and they getting information, and I gotta be the most prominent source of information. You know what I mean? So we definitely gotta let's not get caught up. We all want things and we all know we live in life, but sometimes we gotta sacrifice for the sake of the next generation. If we really love something and we want to show appreciation for this gift. Because that's what I think life is. You know what I'm saying? Is a blessing, is a gift. I don't think it's no. I don't think like it's. You know what I mean? I just think it's a gift. You know what I mean? I don't think people have a. I don't think nobody has uh, a purpose with their life. You know what I'm saying? Not like that. Of course, you have a purpose, a higher purpose to live in a certain way, but I don't think you have a material purpose, like how they say, "Oh, Kobe was born to play basketball." I don't think nobody in the world was ever born to play a game. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah, I agree.
you know what I'm saying? Nobody's never born to do no thing. You know what I'm saying? Life is a gift, and you have ways to express that. You know what I'm saying? And we have to go on to that too, because um, like I said, those things are not real, but they exist and they are real to some people. So we still have to deal with the aspects of those things like racism. You know what I'm saying? It's not, of course, it's good and evil. It's no white and black, but it's black people that think certain things, and it's white people that think certain things can get superior or whatever. So we still have to deal with racism, even though it really doesn't matter the color of your skin. It's just something we made up. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. But for you, Mike, to finish off this to finish off getting in your situation the right way. The DMX was so interesting too, because I know we just lost DMX, you know what I'm saying? And it was major, and I guess you know what I'm saying, he even made it in there, you know what I'm saying, through the influence, through the videos and all that stuff. And I know y'all tapped in, you know what I mean, like y'all dead and shit, you know what I mean? So so does it feel? How did you feel about that? Do you still have? I mean, how did you feel about DMX passing and all that?
You know, I was a fan of DMX, man. I was a real big fan of DMX. DMX took the late 90s and the 2000s over, man. For real, if you look at it. And as I was watching TV, I didn't know the man catalog was like that though. Hits after hit after hit. DMX had a lot of hits, man. It ain't too many people in his catalog like his, man.
He on everybody top five. It ain't a person in the world that made a
Yeah,
top five and
no
DMX
question.
went on it. I've
No
been to a
question.
lot of panels, hip hop shows, and every time people ask me my top five and like compare it with people I've never heard nobody give a top five and X wasn't on it.
Yeah, I know. And I was looking, my wife was playing. I was looking. I said, "Dang, every song he touched, damn, there was a hit. Look at all these youngest man got, man."
X was that dude, man. X, we lost one, man.
But X had that addiction and needed help, I think, man. He
Yeah,
just dropped another album though. He got a new album ready to drop.
I heard that too.
Yeah, with Alicia Keys and everybody on. He had finished a studio album, and I just seen that Hov and Beyonce was buying his rights back for 10 million, his masters, to get them to the kids.
Give it to the kid. I did see something like that on the internet.
Yeah, it's $10 million to buy DMX masters back and just gonna give them to his kids, all 17 of his kids, man.
That's super dope. That's crazy.
I just saw that, man.
Yeah. And
So
they
he
was
got,
that's dope.
nah, dude, man, dude, like you say, cuz dude was a top 5 dude, man.
Top 5, man.
It was something new when he dropped. You know what I'm saying? You ain't heard that? Get at me, the
And he
dog
was
is
real with it, like, you know what I mean? He loved the Lord. He loved, like, he was so well rounded, man. Like X was that guy, man. X was very well rounded, man. He loved the Lord, and he'll still bite a nigga and shake him. You know what I mean? Like, that's that new religion wave, man. That's great, man.
I seen the little versus joint with him and Snoop. That was a good joint.
That was a good
That little
joint.
versus battle, yeah, him and Snoop.
Glad we got to see that too, man. I had an opportunity to somebody reached out to me to you know what I mean, spend some bread to get something done with X that I didn't want to spend, and I wish I would have did it, man.
Oh yeah, you could have got X, man.
Yeah, but yep. So I played myself on that one, man. Didn't make a small investment on that one. Oh, that's what you got to do. You want to? I got some books I need you to read, cuz, but we're gonna get into that. I want to keep this on DMX for the next couple minutes. So, what you Prince of War? Let me talk about DMX a little bit, man.
I mean,
Like I
yeah.
said, man.
Oh, go ahead, brother. You got the mic if you wanna.
No, you go ahead. I spoke on him. Go ahead, you speak, Prince.
Okay, yeah. He definitely, helped the culture grow, helped the music culture grow. Definitely on that. I'm a little bit more hard on our people that's in the eyes of the public. Because I understand that we at war out here, man, and we ain't got time to be promoting drug use, whether it's in a positive way or not. So when we look at the life of DMX, he's done so many amazing things, and he took things to the next level, getting into movies and things of that nature. But I honestly feel like, he hurt the people more than he helped us, and he's not the only one. Whitney Houston is another one that hurt the people more than they helped them, and it's because it's like you climb so high and then to fall from grace so easily by and nobody's saying that if you use it. I'm sure crack use is a hard thing, so if you use drugs, it's hard, and I'm not making no excuses to that, but when with all his TV shows, when I used to look at the TV shows he was on and stuff, I was just disgusted by the fact that, this is what you choose to promote to our children, is the use of drugs, opposed to all of the positive things that you're doing in your life. Because you can't tell me that DMX was only using drugs for all of those years. He had nothing positive going on.
But see, this is why I think you missing to that. You're missing the point at this. It's not so much fall from grace, because these people are not, especially when we talk about DMX. He wasn't that grace. See? So, and then that one thing, he wasn't that grace. He was just a person. Now, and then being that he was just a person, I don't think he was promoting drug use. I think he was a victim. He wasn't hurting people. This is the thing. When you get notoriety, say a hurt person gets notoriety. So now you're hurting, going through the world. So now that may reflect on people differently, but we can't say X was hurting people. X was struggling with that addiction before he even got any notoriety. He was struggling with addiction since like 14 years old. So, and we understand that money and stuff like that doesn't change. That's not gonna change you. That's not gonna help you. It's not gonna, you're still gonna be who you are. So actually it's amplified it. So now he has more means to use drugs and psych himself out, thinking that he can use drugs and still be successful because he's overly successful. So especially with a dude like X, and we watched him, I think, fall, get back up and fall, but ultimately be such a great artist and a great person that's what ultimately gave him the notoriety and made people love him. You know what I'm saying? But his demons, his drug use and all that, like we seen that too. And that probably was a negative influence for certain people. But I don't think that was something that he was promoting, and I don't think that's something
No,
the
no,
whole.
no. And I think you misunderstood. When I say promoting, I'm saying, all right. So look at Joe Budden. Let's use Joe Budden, someone that's alive, right? Let's not talk ill of the dead. So let's use Joe Budden for example. And I'm a big fan of Joe Budden's, like probably one of his, like I love that Joe Budden's. I rock with Joe Budden's heavy. Like I love his music. But anyway, when I looked at him on TV, right, and then all the dude was talking about was his drug, not all, but a lot of stuff he was talking about was his drug use. You know, his drug use, drug use that, his drug use. And I'm saying, we're separating the artist from the man, right? Two different entities. The man versus the artist. So as the artist, he's a great artist, but as a man, you showing the people that, yo, bro, you're not conscious enough within yourself to realize that there's children looking at you. Whether you choose to be a role model or not is irrelevant. The mere fact that you're in the eyes of the public or the eyes of the children, there's children looking at you. So when you talk about drug use, you know what I'm saying? You talk about that you use Molly and Percocets and all this stuff, right? That's a child looking at that, bro, saying, damn, if X used it, if Joe Budden used it and they made it, shit, I could be doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? When they promote the violence, you know, as I call it, destructive music, which I can't listen to. They promote the destructive music. Yo, shoot a dude, kill a dude, this, that, and the third, right? But and I tell you, bro, the moment Rick Ross said something about a girl being raped, being drugged and raped, he was canceled. He lost a couple endorsements and shit like that. But when we talk about killing and destroying our own people, that shit is perfectly fine, bro. We got to draw a line in the sand, bro. I don't care if a person died, bro. I'm still me. I don't pull my punches, and I don't pull my punches, and I don't have sympathy for stupidity because we at war, bro. And I think about your children, Peg. My son is 2. I think about your son that's 9. I think about your stepson that's 16, 17, bro. I think about these kids, man, and what they're gonna experience based on the shit that's perpetuated to them, bro.
Yeah, this is my cousin calling me. My bad. I ain't mean to cut you off. I was just saying this was my cousin calling me. That was Michael Kelly's was his co-defendant. Was my another cousin too. That he didn't come home yet. They gave him about twice the sentence. That's crazy. He's just calling me right now.
Oh
Yeah.
damn.
Well,
Man, that's what it is. Yeah. But I ain't trying to go in on X, man. I'm just saying, bro.
yeah,
We gotta
but
do
no, I
better,
feel what
bro.
you're saying, bro. I understand the example that is set and stuff like that. But what we gotta understand, especially when it comes to our people and the damage that we've gone through. Like, listen, X was, yeah, I mean, like that was his burden that he had to carry. But I didn't see it was like something to promote. And I understand whether he promoting or not, it's still out there and people still seeing it. But only thing I can say to that is, listen, man, nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? And we can't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. And that's a lot of my love for X. So I'm a little bit, I understand what you're saying as far as, we do have to, we got to stand on what we got to stand on. It doesn't matter if somebody, we got to stand for what we got to stand for. I just think we can blame, sometimes we can't blame, you know what I'm saying? We can't blame somebody for, you know what I'm saying?
Being who they are.
Being who they are and not be,
I got you on that. I got you. And of course, needless to say, bro, I can clearly show you the white supremacist influence in all of this, but I don't even want to do that. I just want to deal with our people because at some point we got to take personal responsibility, bro. And I ain't know, I'm not a dude who I'm not a man that's gonna pull my punches just because somebody passed away yesterday, bro. You know what I'm saying? If I felt the same way I thought about DMX when he was alive is the same way I'm gonna think about him when he's dead. As the artist, I love the artist. As the man, I got a problem with the way he chose to live, bro. And it's just as simple as that, bro. And I feel about that about the majority of rappers and the majority of athletes and people that's in the public eye. Black people that is that's in the public eye. Because we gotta hide. We at war, bro, and we're in an extreme condition. So for us to get out of extreme condition, we gotta think. We gotta use extreme tactics, and an extreme tactic is not allowing nobody to hurt our children through their music, through their TV shows, through their movies, bro. We got to do that shit now, bro. We at war, man. Make no mistake about this, bro. When a little boy who's a little 18-year-old boy is at the wrong place at the wrong time, that does not give the white supremacist a right to give that boy 26 years, man, in jail just because he was there. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're an accessory before, during, or after the fact because you've seen it, that doesn't make you an accessory because you're there.
All right, so let me ask you this then, real fast. What was sick about the difference between DMX, right? And because to me, it's no, I've never seen another artist like that, and I don't know if we ever will.
You have. There's plenty of artists out there.
Like
You
DMX.
say you've seen. Hell yeah.
Who would you compare to DMX? Who would you say is like a DMX?
You saying musically? Just dealing with the music?
Musically, yeah, that can yeah, musically that can influence, that has that level of originality, aggression, balance with positivity. Like that. What other
You know
artists?
what? I can't answer that question. I don't listen to music no more, so I can't answer that question. I don't like rap anymore, so I don't even listen.
Nah,
So
X was the king, man. X was on the Mount Rushmore.
yeah, no question. X was definitely
We
was
lost.
at the top, man. But you got a responsibility as somebody that's on the top, man. You got a responsibility, man. And all of that, niggas reading out of the book of Tupac with this only God can judge me shit, that's bullshit, that's false, that's wrong, bro. We have to judge each other, bro. Because that's the only way we can stay on this right path, bro. If DMX has somebody to judge his ass, one of his childhood friends to say, nigga, you bugging, right? Packy, if I found out you use crack, right? You smoke crack, sniff coke, whatever. I don't know about you, but we gonna whip your ass, bro. Like that.
No, that's crazy.
Because
the same thing I just watched Lamar Odom on that, and when he was saying that how he lost $1 million because he got caught smoking weed with dirty urine twice in the same year. Like, and he like, yo, I don't even know why niggas around me was smoking with me. Like, no, I had to take a piss test. No, I had to, you know what I'm saying, do all this, and dude still around passing the blunt and smoking the blunt with me, like, which is crazy. Like, I looked at that, I thought about that, like, damn, yeah, hell yeah. If he was my man, and I know you just caught it dirty, and we sitting around, I'm like, yo, nah, you ain't smoking that, bro. Like, what are you doing, man?
There's no accountability, bro.
Like X said, he said an older dude, he was looking at him, was like 30 something, he was 14. He dude that put him on the music, gave him the crack, put him on, and put that demon on him. Now we know. See, what X didn't have was the knowledge to free himself. That because he didn't have the knowledge to expose what was on him and what was being done to him, so he couldn't combat that. Like the same thing how I felt that he couldn't do anything until I got the knowledge of, you know what I'm saying, of how to deal with myself and deal with things, you know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, X didn't get that, bro. You know what I'm saying? But and I do agree with what you're saying. Like we can't, you know what I mean, we can't overlook negativities, but we can't understand the spirit and the mind and then look at somebody like X and understand his spirit and be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? His mind couldn't catch up to his spirit, or he couldn't get that balance. But
no, I got you. You know what, Packy? The scriptures say, surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, bro. You know what I'm saying? And when I say mad, it's not talking about angry. It's talking about crazy, bro.
mm-hmm.
It drives people insane, bro. Just dealing on a regular level. It drives people insane to go to work, right? 9 to 5, 40 plus hours a week, get your paycheck, pay your bills, barely got enough money to make it to the next week. You know what I'm saying? That's oppression, and it drives people insane. It drives people to use drugs. It drives people to rob. It drives people to sell drugs. You know what I'm saying? That form of oppression, bro. And this is why I continue to say, bro, we at war, bro. And when you at war, there is no time to enjoy yourself. There is no time for fun, bro. The only thing we have time to do is wake up and think about ways to destroy white supremacy and replace it with a system of justice, bro.
Okay.
That's it. And if we make excuses for our peoples who died, and then you totally forget all the shit that they've been into. You totally forget about it just because they died. I'm not that man, bro. I'm not that man, bro. Like niggas don't know the stories in Arizona how DMX was going to the strip club, taking his strippers' money, telling him he gonna give him a cut or whatnot, and never paying them. So niggas don't know about these stories. Niggas don't know how a woman, she's stripping, she got butt ass naked, got stripping, make $300, $400, DMX come in and take her money. That woman has to feed her children. So niggas don't know about these stories. So when we just glorify a man's, the fact that he dies and we totally forget all the shit that he ever did, bro. I don't do that, and I'm not gonna stand for that, bro. And furthermore, that makes me look like a clown if I do that, bro. And I'm not gonna stand here and sit here and do that, bro. Real shit, bro. We have a
Nah,
responsibility
I
to our
feel you.
children, bro.
I feel you. We can keep everything in its proper perspective, but we got to. I mean, everybody makes mistakes for one. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
indeed,
saying? So
indeed.
nobody's perfect, and yeah, and shit like that. That's shit like that. Yeah, that shit like that is. You do got a point with that. You know what I'm saying? Like we do have to keep everything in perspective, but we also don't want to. We also want to, like I said, remember the spirit, the better things, if you know what I'm saying, because I did some things in my life that I ain't proud of. We all did them, and I don't want those to be on the headlines when I die. Like I love the Most High. I want to help my people, and that's what I'm really about in my heart of hearts. And I will hope that I could be remembered for that, even though I know, like, if you look at me on a piece of paper, if a person looks at like my criminal rap sheet, like I look like a degenerate piece of shit, idiot, dummy. Know what I'm saying? But I'm the farthest thing from that. But you know what I mean? In my younger days, I made a lot of mistakes. I grew up in an environment where I made choices and I had to deal with those choices. And a lot of those choices staring at me on black and white to this day, being held against over
I
my head.
got you. Hey, Mike, let me ask you, Mike. Do you agree as a child, we can't blame the child for the decisions that they make as a child. But when that child becomes a man, he is totally responsible for his decisions. Would you agree to that?
Yeah, I agree with that. True.
How about you, brother Packy? Would you agree to that?
Um, I'm gonna say I definitely agree on that. Okay, I was gonna say I agree on that, and I was gonna say I agree on that, but I was gonna say let's save that so I could have tapped that in, but we could finish that point.
Okay, no.
Yeah,
You want to
I'm
host
gonna save
that?
that for the next show because that was looking like a whole juicy little topic. But
Yeah.
we could because I want to get ready to wrap it up. We at 2 hours right now. I know.
Okay, good. Let me just say this. Let me just say this to
Yeah.
all the X fans, and I'm
But
an
write
X fan
that
as
down.
well.
That's the topic for we coming in with that next week.
Okay, cool. Listen, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of DMX as well. So again, I'm not gonna throw out the baby with the bathwater. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that everything that he did was negative. I'm not saying that at all. My condolences to his family. But at the end of the day, I got a family, bro, and my family is more important than anybody else's family to me. So I got to be realistic and say, and when I show my child or when I show my little cousins and I say, yo, this was DMX life, he did his thing, X, Y, and Z. But yo, bro, here's the other side of this man. And this is the shit that I don't want you to follow. This is the things that I don't want you to think is being glorified. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we got to draw a line in the sand, bro. We had war. If we don't realize as a people that we had war, bro, we are going to continue to be destroyed. And when you at war, bro, you got to look at things and be realistic, bro. You got to be realistic, man. These so-called only in the black community are entertainers propped up as leaders. Only in the black community. No other community props up entertainers as their leaders. Jackie Chan ain't no leader to Chinese people. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z ain't my leader. That's for damn sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So, and that's my
yeah,
whole point, bro.
he
We
definitely.
gotta be
Yeah.
realistic,
I got
man.
way more respect for DMX for somebody like DMX than I do with than
Than others, yeah. Nah, I do as well, bro. I do as well. But
capitalist.
I ain't pulling no punches just because the dude died yesterday, bro.
Nah,
Nah, bro. I gotta worry about the living, not the dead, bro. The dead problems is over. They gotta go sit with the Most High God. I gotta worry about the living, bro. I gotta worry about my son, my wife, my brother, his children, your children. I gotta worry about those people. And I gotta use these people that came before us as examples. You know what I'm saying? I gotta use them as examples, man. And we gotta be realistic. We just can't be dick riders, part my French. Can't be dick riders just because a dude died and all of a sudden it's I love this dude and everything that he ever did. Like, no, that's not being fair to his memory. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You
no,
want to
did I
salute.
know.
You want to salute, and you want to salute and pay respect because, like I said, it's a balance. You want to do balance. I understand what you're saying, and I still want to salute and not not hold something against somebody. You know what I mean?
No, never. Nah. We're not holding it, but we can use this as a learning lesson. The same way we use Whitney Houston experience as a learning lesson, man.
Hold
You
on,
know?
let me let Mike. Mike, you want to say anything before you tap out, bro? Because I know we'll. Oh, hold on. My bad. Wait, Mike. All right, let me unmute you. Go ahead, Mike.
I just want to thank you and Prince, man, for letting me be a part of the first show, man. I look forward to contributing a little more with y'all, man, when I get the chance, man. That's all, man.
Yeah,
All
thanks,
praise,
man.
Mike. All praise, man.
Yeah, we appreciate the opportunity, man. We appreciate you sharing your story, and we're gonna bring you back on. We're gonna
Anytime,
bring you
cuz
back
let me know.
yeah, to kick some knowledge, man, because we're trying to kick some knowledge, have some intellectual dialogue, and I know you got a lot of things to
Yeah.
spread to the youth, man, a lot of insights. So I'm gonna constantly tap in with you next Sunday too.
I like what you're doing, cuz. Keep doing what you're doing, man. It's a good.
Hey,
I
Mike,
think this gonna
too.
make it, man.
For sure.
Hey, Mike. Before I forget, Mike, I'm gonna send Packy the information for the wholesale dealer license, man.
Okay.
And you know, Lord willing, you'll be able to get on top of that, man. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. Thanks, Prince. Appreciate that, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for
Wow.
opening up with the people, letting the people hear your story, man. It's not easy to talk about, you know, that type of stuff sometimes, you know.
Yeah, no doubt. Anytime my family need me, man, I'm there, man. He already know.
All right,
Appreciate
man.
you, man. I'll tap back in with you later, bro.
All right, love
All
you.
right.
All right,
I
Prince.
love,
Later, bro. Appreciate y'all.
wow.
Yeah. So what we gonna do now? We gonna tap out?
Yeah, we just gonna wrap it up. Any last little thoughts you want to say, and then what we gonna do next weekend, whatever you want to.
Oh, go ahead. You please. Just wrap. I'll just
Um,
when you.
me, yeah, I'll just say, yeah, I definitely, I think it was good. We build during the week and set up things more and how we gonna do. You know what I'm saying? How we gonna get things done, and I think it's dope, bro. I think we had a good. You know what I'm saying? Good first show. We had a couple people win. We had we got some people tapped in. Definitely got a lot of content. Show some love. You know what I mean? So that's dope, bro.
Yeah. Shout out. I want to give a couple shout outs real
Yeah,
quick. Sean Rivers, man. Sean Rivers Jr. Shout out to you, man. Obviously, Talisha, your sister, not your daughter. Sharon Carter, Kendra Simmons, man. James from the Projects from 40, Rashida brother. Shout out, man. Tasha Porter, Nate Payne, and obviously the great elder Fred Simmons Sr., Illy Fontaine. You know what I'm saying? Definitely Milano Martinez. We appreciate you guys tapping in with us, showing us some love, man. We do appreciate you guys. And before we go, we want to give all praises to the Most High, all honor and glory and praise to the Most High, whose true name is Yahweh, and all praise to His Son, whose true name is Yahweh Shah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right, shalom.
Yeah, shout Manolo, man. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for coming through, man. Make sure you tap in next week too, man. But this was the first show. I feel like it was a success, man. I feel like and like I'm really, like I said, man, this is really about building success through wisdom because people don't understand, you know what I'm saying? Because in the Bible it says in Proverbs 3, maybe 12, Proverbs 3, read the whole Proverbs 3, read the whole Proverbs, matter of fact. But wisdom in her left hand has length of days, and her right hand riches and honor, right? So if you understand that, then once you embrace wisdom, you're gonna live a long time, have riches and honor, right? It was in our history book is a man Solomon. He was offered anything he wanted from the Most High. He wanted wisdom to discern amongst his people the right way, right? He wanted wisdom to discern amongst his people the right way. So the Lord was so pleased with that he gave him. He said he would give him wisdom, not only make him a wise man, that he would be the wisest man. None wiser before him, none would be after him. And the same thing with riches, right? So we understand that a lot of people want money, a lot of people want success, a lot of people can't. And people say vaguely, I heard this statement all the time. Success is a state of mind. This is first. You never even understand that. I never thought that. until I had to change my mentality, and then I became successful, and then I realized like what was going on. So we gonna spread, we gonna spark some conversations, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying, nudge some minds to, you know what I'm saying, garner some success. You know what I mean?
Exactly, man. And not to forget that success is a relative term. You know, what I perceive of success may not be what the next man perceive. I perceive
Exactly.
I perceive success as, you know, my
Exactly.
son being 2, me being 40. My idea of success is staying here on this planet Earth long enough to know that my son could take care of himself, and leaving him a foothold, a step up, you know, so he don't have to start from the position that I started. You know, the same way, Packy, your moms and your pops, you know, they put in work for you to be in the place. We talked about this before. For you to be in the place that you in today, you know, watching your moms and your pops get up and go to work every day, making a way. Same with mines, you know, making a way, bro. That's the true definition of success. Making a way for your children is success. Not being filthy rich. That's not success. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Yes.
not success at all, man. Like, listen, I you know what I mean? We so bad. I hate money, man. I understand what money can do. So, you know what I'm saying? I make sure I get my money so I can make sure that, you know what I'm saying, we live in a society, and things as you said have been to cost money, but let's not let that be the main priority. Like, you know what I'm saying? That should never be. If that's your main priority, you ain't never gonna get it anyway. You know
Exactly.
so, you know.
All right, brother. I'm gonna tap out, man.
Yeah.
So, you said Rosewood in Philly, right?
Yeah, Rosewood is in Philly. I sent you his number. You got his number.
Oh, right. I'm gonna hit him up and stuff, man. So
So
we
yeah,
go grab
give
breakfast.
Rosewood a call. Thanks for
All right.
everybody. Yeah, Ellie Fontaine, man, Sean, Pops, Nolo, everybody that Payne, everybody in the Tasha, everybody in the comment show. Appreciate y'all. Share this, share the links. Let people know. Subscribe to the channel, the New Religion Network, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Follow Prince War. I'm on Instagram, follow too on the bonds. But share this page. Let's grow this community. And if y'all want to, we got the group to the Intellectual Dialogue .tv that was on Facebook. So y'all want to post some things you want to talk about, some questions, anything, like post in there. Like if anybody want to talk, going through some things mentally, if you know somebody that's going through some things mentally, like we're trying to give this wisdom out, so you can send them our way, man. Send them like this. Thank God, man. Thank God. All praise to the Most High for because that's another thing that the Bible, it says the world was founded by wisdom and the heaven was founded by understanding. You live in this world and attain to reach heaven. This world was founded by wisdom. So meaning if you go into wisdom, that's like being behind the video game, man. That's like being inside the matrix. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what happens when you go into wisdom. The game slows down for you, man. And you know what I'm saying? You see the people. That's what wisdom is. It's like it's what they call the Holy Spirit. It's a knowing. It's having an understanding. It's being able to, you not even tell me. It's kind of like you're not even being able to tell me this is a hat, and I can look at this and be like, that's supposed to go in your head. Know what I'm saying? Like it's a little, that was a little bit much, but
it's a good
understanding is like that.
you simplifying it.
You're like that. You have an understanding that you walk with and you go through life and encounter success. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
that's out there.
Let me say this, Packy, real quick. Proverbs 9:1. Wisdom have builded her house. She have hewn out her 7 pillars. So there's 7 pillars of wisdom. And you know, tune in to find out what are the rest of the pillars. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
what you're touching on. You ain't gonna get it all in one episode.
Nah, not at all.
Follow you. This the way we growing. Like, so appreciate y'all. Love all y'all, man. All praise to the Most High. And
Yeah, Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah.
salute, shout out to Bob. Peace out next week, y'all. Subscribe and all that. We're gonna post this video on Instagram too. Rest in peace, DMX.
Shalom.